we're back.
Hello, and welcome to Spaceships and Star Wars, the stream. I am Ben Quiggins, your GM, they, them, and these are two of my four players. If you weren't here with us last week, we are doing a little thing for this season in which we split the cast. So two people will be in the first half, the other half of the party is going to be in the second half after intermission. These events are happening simultaneously. Why are we doing that? Because Aaron and Audrey had a baby, and babies require attention. I don't know if you.
Yeah, it's really hard.
The thing, you know.
Logistically, it's hard to have both of us be, on stream at the same time. So
yeah.
So
problem solved, and eventually we'll be all together again. But until then, why don't you two introduce yourselves?
That's what we should have discussed. Who was going first?
Yeah, right? I'm like,
in order, Steve goes first.
Like, where's Skerrik?
Yeah, okay. I think last time we did it the other way around. But, hi, I'm Steve. Average Calamities on all of the socials. I play Skerrik, the bravash roboticist, and his big, lovable robot friend Mars. And once again have confirmed that I have a shadowy, otherworldly familiar? Companion?
No, let's not get ahead of yourself.
Parasite?
Acquaintance, maybe?
Friend-miliar?
Friend?
Maybe? Friend? Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's what I got.
I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know which button to push now. This is a train wreck. What's up, everybody? I'm Aaron. He, him, I go, I'm nanoboozed everywhere on my socials. I play the part of Aero, who is our bard, College of the Diva, in the party here. And, I didn't prepare for this at all.
You think you've never done this?
Oh, sorry. Brain empty. No thoughts, y'all. Oh my god.
We shot music plays.
It's hot boy summer. No brain cells. No brain cells here. All the brain cells are in the back half of the stream, everybody.
2022, the summer of himbos.
Basically. Yeah, so anyway, we're here to play some game.
We are here to play some game. So why don't I get started?
Have at it.
So last time, for these two chuckle fucks, you two woke up having been bandaged and wounds tended to. Not at all where you thought you would be when you woke up, if you ever thought you were going to wake up, because you were not in that security tower in the Axis. In fact, you were in the middle of the dental forest at the bottom of the Starworm's mouth, somewhere lost amongst the teeth. You were at like a campsite that belonged to one space pirate, Ash Valor, who had tended to your injuries after you were apparently rescued from falling by a friendly Stardrake named Blackjack that Aero had befriended in previous interactions.
I should pull up this stupid artwork that Audrey made.
If you haven't seen the artwork on our Twitter that has been made.
Gosh, yes, it's on our Twitter, and it is. Oh Lord, I don't even.
It is pretty precious, I must say.
Yeah, it's also on our Discord. So if go. There's a link down below if you're watching this on Twitch. If you're not there already, join our Discord and check it out because it's great.
Yeah, fair enough.
In chat, she says my magnum opus, quote, art.
Aaron, isn't the chat on the stream now?
Yeah. It's right here. Yeah, the chat is right there. It's above you. If you point straight up, the chat is right above your head. Yeah.
Just like that.
Just like that. Mm-hmm. The chat is here. Chat is with us.
In any case, having been rescued by Ash and Blackjack, the two of you wake up. Mars is still heavily damaged, and you run into Ash, And before you get to talk to Ash for too long, you guys get attacked by some Virix soldiers among the teeth. After taking care of that little problem, Ash fills you in on some details, namely that he was swallowed by the star worm while traveling in a wormhole earlier than you guys, and has been here for a decent amount of time now, and that you guys have been unconscious for a couple of days. So not great stuff. You know, funny story about unconsciousness before we jump in. I don't know why this came to mind, but honestly, anytime you just go unconscious for any real amount of time, you probably have brain damage.
Yeah,
Like the whole thing
probably.
in the movies where they like get knocked out and then wake up, that's brain damage.
Yeah, like that.
That's not how getting knocked out works.
You get knocked out, like you're messed up. That sucks, like a lot.
Anyways,
Yeah.
all right.
This is
This
fiction.
is fiction, Audrey, which means that I am going to be using this. I'm sorry, not Audrey. Lady Tabletop. Mysterious person.
We show whose handles are who. We know who it is, Ben. There's no... Oh wait, I'm
It's a
sorry.
secret to everyone. All right. So you guys, you went into Ash's ship where you were going to try and salvage some of the communication equipment to try and reach out to your buddies in the ruined cityscape, which lies to the what we're calling north. For directions inside the Star Room's mouth, out of the mouth is north, down the throat is south. So
Or torso towards the snootward, if you would.
snootward, if you will. And inside the ship, while he was working on it, Skerrik heard a beloved voice that can only belong to one creature, and that is Envia, telling him to come find her. And not giving really any details on how to do that, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, just like
Keep your eyes open for Anvia.
like, hey, will you pick up my lunch order for me? Where at it? That's on you.
They'll figure it out.
I mean, check the shadows.
All right, so that was
They
the
see
last
these
thing you
shadows.
heard. You look around in the shadows underneath the panel that you're working on, and see no sign of glowing red eyes or adorable, wicked-looking smiles with sharp teeth. But you do hear another whisper, although it seems to be fading. Like the connection is tenuous at best, and she says, "You need to find my heart. I can't reconstitute unless you find it. If you don't find it, eventually what's left of me in your body is going to dissipate."
Mm-hmm. So I'm like your Horcrux right now.
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
You mean like a Lich's cyber phylactery?
Yeah. That.
I'm sorry, Harry Potter doesn't exist in this galaxy. Yeah, pretty much. Our pact lets me invest a bit of myself next to your spirit. So when you find my heart, I'm gonna need you to, well, I guess technically spit on it, because that was how we made our pact.
But my spit is like, highly corrosive acid, so wouldn't that just kill you?
Well, my heart's not made out of flesh, dummy.
What
Look,
is it made out of? Skerrik
Magic.
asks as he goes over to... Damn it. He goes over to Mars, and he's going to start looking at all of his scanning tools and instruments and see if there's... try to think of a way to modify something to scan for a signature that.
It's going to be the only remaining physical piece of my body.
Yeah. I want to try to
So
scan.
why don't you roll me a
What the hell are they called? They're not the abominations.
Arcana check, Night Vale creatures.
Night
Night
Veils.
Vale. Yeah. Because
Roll me an Arcana check.
Mars himself has picked up readings from like multiple Night Vales at this point. So Arcana, oof. It's just straight intelligence. 13.
Well, you have used your scanners for like dark matter radiation and stuff in the past and seen a unique signature from things like Envia's progenitor, the giant creature that lives in the basement of Wing 3.
Mhm.
So
Dark matter scanner's gonna light up like a fucking Christmas tree in here.
I'm sorry, I can't look at chat anymore.
Oh,
Envia's MILF mom, I can't. I
Chad
can't.
Chad is
I can't.
just exploding. Oh my gosh.
But anyways, yeah, so you think that you probably could. So the problem is that those sensors are kind of overloaded right now. So
Mhm.
you're going to have to find a way to manually filter out all of the ambient dark matter of just being inside the body of a star worm.
Yeah.
But if you can do that, then you can theoretically make something that will only sense Night Vale creatures, which
I want to start by scanning myself.
okay.
Ooh.
You don't think you have the heart on you, but you do
No.
have essence inside your body.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I basically want to have Mars. Mars is my tracking hound right now. I want to have him sniff me and then sniff around and see.
I see. So you're going to try and pick up the specific version of the signature
Yes, this
from the remnant inside your body.
Mhm.
Gotcha. It's pretty thin because it's spread out amongst all of your blood. But the highest concentration is in your two hearts.
Mhm.
Multi hearts.
Multi-heart drifting. Wait.
What?
So
So Skerrik has like wandered off and is like talking to himself and now like having Mars scan himself. And Ash looks over at you, Aero, and it's like, what is he doing?
So Arrow is like probably like just sifting through some tech, trying to kind of make sense of some of it. It's just like, oh yeah, he does that sometimes. It's pretty normal.
All right. If you say so.
Yeah.
Begins packing more guns.
Packing more. It just has a case, nothing but guns.
Look, you can never be too prepared.
Grabs a
Grabs
handful
a
of
bag
guns.
of grenades.
Oh my. Arrow sees all the
Holds
grenades.
out a grenade. You want some?
uh.
Well, hold on. Do you know how to use these?
Oh yeah. I'll have you know that one of my fellow custodians is a grenade master.
I mean,
do.
I'm aware of Ever. I've met her.
Like
But just because.
as soon as the grenades are mentioned, Skerrick, like from across the room with Mars, mid sentence will stop. I want one, and then continue talking to Mars.
As Skerritt comes over, like takes a grenade out of Ash's hand and then walks back across the room. Arrow's just like, "Told you, he's fine." Hey,
Right.
so we're just kind of like sifting through stuff on the ship right now, right?
So you guys you were trying to salvage what you could from the communications station.
Right.
Most of the ship is pretty effed. There's probably still some good parts here, but not enough to make one working ship.
Right. Yeah, not enough to make a ship, but so Arrow's going to focus on trying to pull together some stuff from like the communication array. Um, as you recall, Arrow lost his drone, so his camera, his microphone, as in his artwork up here, is has been destroyed by some jerk at the
It
office.
was destroyed in the security room right
Hmm.
after Anvaya was killed.
Yep,
Or maybe before. I don't remember the order of events.
I don't remember either. So Arrow's gonna like try to find like anything to be like a communicator, like some kind of device, like put something together. So
Okay.
I know that I'm not trying to like break anything, but like maybe like shortwave
Uh,
communicator.
I'm. I mean, go ahead and roll.
We should have those in our suits already.
You did, yeah.
Well, I think there's just like a ton of like I don't know.
Interference.
I don't know. I'm about to like
It-
write
so
lore against the GM. Like I'm thinking like AM radio, ham radio because there's like a shit ton of interference or something here, so comms aren't working.
you are gonna have to basically downgrade to like some real basic stuff.
Yeah, like
In order
walkie-talkie
to have
kind
it
of
work
stuff,
in
right?
here. Yeah,
Your
exactly.
computer got fried too.
Yeah, Arrow is
This
like
is true.
techless. Arrow is techless right now, and that sucks.
Yeah,
Well,
go ahead and roll me an investigation check, followed by a mechanics check.
Okay,
But roll the investigation first
okay.
because
See what I find.
depending on what you find, may make the mechanics check easier.
Okay, I hope I find a Nokia. Those things survive anything.
Oh my god!
This is
While
true.
Skerrik is
gosh.
using a supercomputer and playing with a robot, Arrow's got nothing.
Basically, Arrow's over here like pushing twigs together, trying to make
I
it.
have magic.
He did
I
just like
mean,
I did pistol whip a guy out of existence. Like
You
that
did.
where
this
it
could
goes.
happen. You just obliterated
Who
him,
needs a
man.
computer?
So Arrow's gonna be okay. Let's see here. You said investigation first, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so with investigation is a dirty 20 total.
That's pretty good. Go
pretty
ahead and roll your mechanics check with advantage.
All right. It's a really good thing I had advantage because the first one was a 2. Let's see here. Mechanics. Mechanics is a wisdom. I'm not wise, so that's a 10.
Are you not proficient either?
No, I'm not proficient either. I'm not a good with
Are
mechanic.
you adding
Wait, hold
your
on a
bardic
second.
thing?
I'm not, but I forgot. I have. Wait, no. Mainframe knowledge is advantage. Mainframe knowledge is advantage on computers and arcana on unfamiliar tech. So, but I already have advantage, so
That doesn't help
it
you.
doesn't help me at all. Piss.
Yeah.
I'd like to cry for an extra d6.
You do add a half of your proficiency as a bard to every skill check, even if you're not proficient.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So, so 12.
It's a big
Woo!
upgrade from 10, let me tell you.
Hey, it's more than 10.
Especially since the difficulty checks in this game go by 5s.
So I get a couple of Campbell's soup cans and some string, is what I'm hearing.
No, you mean you are salvaging from
Rambles.
literally a communication. So you're able to build the device, but you're not able to get it working yet. You
Okay.
seem to be missing a piece
Hmm.
that you need.
So okay, makes sense. Just like starts like hobbling some stuff together and just can't quite get it to turn on.
He leans
function.
over. Ash leans over and sees kind of what you're doing and says, I mean, I don't know how compatible it'll be, but we can tear out one of the communicators from the Vyrix helmets.
I mean, it's worth a shot. Yeah. Wow, I can't believe I didn't think about that. So Arrow goes over and like pulls the helmet out and starts like breaking the panel off and opening it up.
Yeah. So go ahead. I'm not gonna have you roll mechanics this time. I think it's fine. Like you have most of what you need. You know what part you're looking for.
Okay.
Their helmets, you don't quite understand. It's like their setup is just not quite the same mechanically as what you're used to dealing with. But some of the pieces there are stuff that you're familiar with and you can work with. So
Okay.
you should be able to salvage what you need and fit that last piece. So you have a short range radio.
Sweet. All right. Well, Arrow will cobble that bad boy together. Be like, all right, I think I got something here.
Great. So who are
It's
we contacted with it?
well, I don't know if it works like that. It's just kind of a signal that goes out, and then we might get lucky, and somebody else might have something that can pick it up.
Will the Virix be able to pick it up?
Ben, will the Virix be able to pick it up? I'm thinking that's a solid yes.
Well, it depends, right? Like you're broadcasting on a specific channel. They obviously have a way to communicate down
You're
here,
right.
but that doesn't necessarily mean they're using the types of wavelengths that you're using.
That's true. Well, so hopefully not is my answer to that. But there's really no way to be sure. It's kind of like a short throw. It just kind of throws it out. But I can't set the channel. So let me think. Of all the channel numbers to use, which one should we use that you think only our friends would be on? So Arrow,
Doesn't this require them to have a radio like the one you just made, though?
turns it to channel 69, and
Yep, it has got
Damn it! I knew you were gonna
let's
say that!
go!
it.
I gotta be quiet. I think my baby's trying to sleep.
Turn the dial to 42069.
Yeah. So it dials it to yeah, channel 69 is a joke, and we'll I guess turn it on, and we'll just say testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
It turns out channel 69 is the Virix channel.
Oh no!
No, you you say that and you just get like static feedback.
Okay.
But it does seem to be like projecting. Like it seems to be operating.
Okay, well that's good. So he'll go ahead and turn it off and say like, all right, well, that'll work. We should probably, well, I don't know. Do you think maybe if we get up to a high spot, I might be able to just like send it out to the area, see if maybe we can get a response back. But it's not much, but it'll do for now. And Arrow sticks it in his back pocket.
Suppose it's better than nothing. There's probably some sort of emergency channel that the people in the city are using. Could be worthwhile trying to figure out which one that is. But I don't know what the range on that thing is. I'm assuming we got to get closer.
Yeah, probably. Well, I don't know how much battery or how much juice this thing's going to have, so I'll just hold on to it for now and, you know, try again when we get a little bit closer.
Makes sense.
Anyway, so what kind of grenades do you say you have?
Oh, these are Mark II shrapnel.
Nice.
Just gonna write one of those down.
Yeah, same. Just gonna jot that down real quick. Mark II shrapnel. Mark II shrapnel grenade. Otherwise, I will forget. All right. Is there anything else we can try to like salvage on the ship? I know that Skerrik is trying to piece things together with Mars right now and doing some scans. Arrow's gonna build a little communicator.
Gonna say, I think you may or may not have already rolled dice for a short rest, or that could have been the other group.
I did not.
Gonna say, so
After that combat.
you can go ahead and take your short rest now if you want to refresh and or use your dice. I think Mars can benefit from short resting
Yes.
in the form of you repairing him for his hit dice and stuff. So
Yes.
why don't you go ahead and figure that out now
Sounds good.
before you guys head out from the ship. It says, I haven't gone too close to the city ruins since they first fell. Mostly because I had you two here unconscious, and I felt kind of bad for just like leaving you out in the middle of a place full of predators that will eat you.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, but
That is my spirit.
it'll be a bit of a trek through this tooth forest.
Ah, yeah, the tooth forest, the dental forest, as the locals call it. Aero says.
I mean, I guess we're the locals now, so if that's what you want to call it.
Oh man, we write the rules now. Anyway,
Yeah.
all right, snootward we go.
Yeah. What I can say, so as you guys get your stuff ready and you step out of the ship and Ash turns around with like a little key fob and like boop boop. Except that there's like a gashing hole in the side of the entire ship.
Perfect. Perfect.
It's
It's the integrity of the thing. It's
the
important.
integrity.
By the way, Skerrik, thanks to Song
Yeah.
of Rest, you get an extra D8. Because I'm a
nice.
bard. And
Bard powers.
Bard powers, baby.
Okay, well, I rolled a 7 on that for Mars, so that's good.
I hilariously erased and wrote over my hit point maximum last time we played, and it said I only have a total of 26 hit points. That is not correct. I was like, why do I have so little health?
You erased?
I erased my total instead of like marking it in the box like an idiot. I was like,
An idiot.
an idiot. That's fine. It's all good. So, quip, quip.
Fair enough. All right. So once you guys start making your way snootwards,
It's so bad.
Ash says, Ash starts describing kind of like what he's seen since he first arrived and everything. So he says, so I was here, like I said, a couple of days before you guys, or about a day before you guys, a couple of days before you woke up, I suppose. But I gotta say, I took a look around before the city itself crashed in. Especially when the first wave of those soldiers came knocking at my ship's door. And it looks like they have a pretty entrenched base deeper in the throat of the starworm.
Wait. You mean like they had a base inside the Starworm?
Like they were already here.
Like they were already here. They've been here.
They might be why the Starworm was acting so erratically then.
Wait. Like, when you say in here, do you mean like in the station that's in the Starworm? Or just like in the Starworm?
No, they were in the Starworm
Starworm.
before the station crashed into the Starworm. They have a base. It's a few miles throatwards. Is that what we're calling that?
Yeah, throatwards. Naturally, that's completely
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's a term that you say, and I completely understand what you mean. So yeah, that's the term.
Right. It seems better than saying like the deep throat base,
Yeah, that's
which is what I was jokingly calling it before. But
I mean, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it.
yeah. GM's rules. But yeah. So wait a minute. Now, if I remember correctly, didn't Oswin say something? That's the wrong thing. Didn't Oswin say something about there being another ship that like got eaten whole by the Starworm on our way here?
he did say that that the Starworm had gone into a wormhole after another ship had gone through a wormhole, and then when the Starworm came out, that other ship did not come out the other side. But also, Ash described himself getting swallowed in his ship inside of a wormhole.
Oh, that's right. That was Ash.
Yeah.
Forgot. Well, sorry. Like I said, brain empty, no thoughts.
Yep, you good.
So what you're saying is that it's possible that the Virics they've been going around undetected inside of Starworms.
Well, that seems like a big leap.
At least a pocket of them have been in this Starworm.
But
At least some of them have been in this Starworm.
I've only been inside of one Starworm in my time, and so far, 100% of them have been full of Virics. So, who looks stupid now?
Me. Should I explain to you sample sizes?
The scientist inside Ben is fuming right now.
Ash pulls out his chemistry degree.
I have a +7 science.
Okay. Anyway, well, that's weird, but I have a feeling the three of us alone probably shouldn't take on a whole Viric space. So,
Oh hell no! That place is armed to the teeth.
If we find Ever and Twig, though, we can take them.
oh yeah, totally. Because then there'd be 4 of us, 5 with you here, Ash. That's like a full house. I don't know. I don't play cards, but
And knowing them, they're like in charge of all the survivors by now. So we're probably gonna have like an army.
Yeah. Gosh, you think that they think we're dead?
They think. Wait, what?
Do you think that they think
that we're dead?
That we're dead? Yeah.
I mean, if I was in their shoes, I'd think you were dead.
I mean,
whoa. You know what this means? This means we have the moment, we have the opportunity to show up and like save them, like like that third arc twist at the end of the movie.
Deus Ex Machina.
Yes, I think.
Yeah.
Well, for first of all,
Ash is like, stop.
Hold on. One, you're not exactly gods.
Two,
we don't have to be gods to save somebody.
Yeah. No, but Deus Ex Machina.
No, I just heard that somewhere. I don't know what that really means.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I just heard the
word. But 2, honestly, if anyone was going to save anyone, it'd probably be them saving you guys.
Well, probably, but if they think we're dead, then how are they going to save us?
Well, what if they're dead?
Well,
I don't want to think about that.
Yeah, that's really sad. Gosh. Come on, Ash. Have some couth.
Are you ready to move or what?
We're walking already.
No, like we need to be running.
We should walk faster.
Not all of us have a mech who can walk for us.
Everyone jump on. He can hover us.
Yeah.
He putt-putts along at the speed of walking, but everyone's like hover on him.
Aero likes to sit on Mars' shoulder like a parrot. It's great. It's great. That's how we hang out. Wow. Wow.
There's a lovely ride through the dental forest.
Yes.
So you're making way through, and Aero, your radio starts like crackling.
The
like
one I
it's
just
getting
built?
some kind of like it's getting some sort of feedback. You've been traveling for maybe an hour or 2.
Okay.
When it does this.
So Aero pulls out the little contraption, the BlackBerry, I guess, that he put together, and starts like fiddling with it again, and tries to get like the static or the whatever it is.
You're like adjusting the vial, and eventually you hear a voice on the other side, and you hear first you hear some people talking in a language you don't understand.
Concerning.
And you're not sure what they're saying, but it sounds like very, how to describe it, like a very stern, clipped tone, like a professional back and forth, if you will.
Okay. Is it? Oh, gosh, Aero doesn't have a recording device either.
No.
Sheesh.
Just his memory.
Aero's gonna try really hard to remember this gibberish.
You ever heard somebody talking another language? You're like, man, I'll remember that to Google it later.
I'd have to roll a nat 40, and I don't think I can. So,
roll an intelligence check.
Oh no, I'm not smart. And I rolled a 6.
Yeah, this is going in one head empty ear and out the other head empty ear.
Aero leans down, knocks on the top of the cockpit on Mars, and just like, hey, I'm getting something, and like holds it up to like the door so Skerrik can hear.
Yeah, do computers natively have some kind of recording hardware in them?
So it depends on the computer. What is it?
My fucking Planerscape portable.
Oh, that's right. You got some crazy bullshit computer.
Mark
Yeah,
III.
that one definitely has recording
Alienware.
software.
TI,
Yeah, well,
like
yeah,
3080
I'll
Ti.
It
record
looks like a
whatever's
gamer
being
chair,
said.
but in computer form.
Just kind of wraps around my arm. Yeah, so I'll record what's being said on there as much as I can get.
Okay, yeah, you record it.
Okay, so Aero will just like let it play out, and I guess it's just continue. Does it seem like it's live or like a recording?
It seems like it's live. There are spaces where there's no like response, and then a little bit later, sometimes different voices pop up and talk.
But it's all in this
In a
one
different-
language that we
Wait,
can't.
hold on. I'm a
Correct.
fucking bard. A bard that doesn't
Yeah,
know.
I don't have translation
No,
software.
I don't either.
I built
Shit.
my computer for hacking, not for understanding people.
Shit. Yeah, I was like, wait, I know spells. I don't know any spells that can help me.
Do a hacking check to pirate some fucking
To
translation.
pirate it, you'd have to get on a network.
I know.
right? It's like, oh man, I have a Mark II shrapnel grenade.
You do.
Does the Starworm have Wi-Fi?
It does not.
Damn it.
Ash says, I'm pretty sure that's the native Virexian language. I've heard them babbling it to each other.
Oh,
Kind of what I was hoping.
Arrow
was the
turns it
case.
to channel 68.
You get a different radio call somehow. And this one is a voice that you recognize, speaking in the common galactic tongue, saying,
One channel away.
I think they found me. I can't hide for much longer. They're coming. They're gonna break down my door.
Is this Oswind? Is this Oswind?
The Bravoff says. If anyone's out there, please send help.
I want to try to.
I'm
track
in
that signal.
mouth coordinates.
Mouth coordinates.
Okay, there's no
Have
way to
everyone
tell
learn?
where I'm at in the mouth, honestly.
A third
but
past left molar. A third past left molar.
there's a really extra large red tooth with like a hook end. And you hear more of those voices speaking in the other language from behind, like in the background, and like a yip noise, and then the radio cuts off.
Red.
I want to. Will an EM scanner help me trace that signal? Or the direction, at least.
I don't know. Google will tell me.
Fair. It's a good idea. Arrow's like, I think that's Oswin. That's Oswin. Ash, have you seen anything about like a red hook tooth?
Yeah, you could attempt to do that.
Yes.
Radio waves are a type of electromagnetic radiation. It's going to be harder because they don't have as strong of a signal for as good of a distance, but
Okay.
they can go for quite a ways.
Okay. With my proficiency in the scanning tools. This is an intelligence, right?
It isn't. Yeah, it should be intelligence. Is what
Okay.
she'll use.
19.
Okay. You. So all of your sensors are essentially being fucked with by the innate high density of electromagnetic waves going on in here. But you are able to isolate a direction at least, which we're going to call to the east, assuming Snootward is north.
Okay.
East mouth.
East
Yeah.
Eastmouth.
Eastmouth.
We have to
I'm
come up
gonna-
with names for
I'm gonna
so we know
draw-
what we're talking about.
I'm gonna draw a crude map of this thing's mouth, Aaron.
If we're going to
Yeah,
war with the
that's
And I'm gonna
spirits in
scan
this
it.
mouth, we need
I'm gonna scan
map
it, and then we're gonna have my crude, shitty drawing that
Of a
should not
Star Wars
exist
mouth.
because I am a terrible, terrible artist.
We're theater of the mind, baby.
We
It's
just
fine.
need a
Well,
representation.
I need it for the second half
floor
too
of the
because
mouth.
they really do need to get like a map idea of
Okay.
like the cityscape. So
Yeah.
It'll be the worst SNS commission of all time. Yeah, we need a mouth, but it's also a map.
I mean, you say that, but I have actually commissioned some stuff that is similar to that for future works. So,
This is somebody clip that. This is the greatest like lore tease of SNS content ever. Mouth maps? Nope, not the weirdest thing. More coming soon.
I mean, living
God.
spaceships, they could be closer than you think.
Well, on that note, so
Yeah, that way. Run.
right.
How close? Ash asks.
No idea. Just go for it.
Oswin's in trouble. Look for the red tooth.
Okay. So you guys start heading east at a quicker pace.
Mhm.
How careful are you being here? How fast are you trying to move?
I mean,
As fast as reasonably possible. Not recklessly fast, just because Mars can't go recklessly fast in a
That's fair.
dental
It's
forest.
uneven
Yeah,
ground and
so
everything.
really,
like,
just as fast as Mars can go while navigating through.
so like as fast as you have been going.
Yeah,
Maybe
he's
a little
kind of
faster.
a little more urgency.
He can run a little bit faster than he can hover.
Okay, all right, fair.
I mean, Arrow's willing to like
Um,
knock a few
go
things
ahead.
over, make some noise.
Everybody roll a survival check for me.
Okay.
Ah, shit, I forgot my dice again. Hold
That's
on, I'll
okay.
be back.
If you're rolling for Ash, you can just take a 20.
Another skill I'm not proficient in.
Same, bro. Same. The gang attempts survival.
I
Wait,
got a
hold on.
12.
Thanks to adaptable legacy, I at least add 2 to whatever I roll. That's not good. I add an extra 2 on top of it, which brings me to a grand total of 7.
What about you, Skerrick?
12.
12 and 7. 12's pretty
Feel like-
decent.
Yeah, I was like, at least I'm not like turning us around.
Well, Ash,
At least you're not.
Ash rolled a 10. It's not
Oh God.
the worst. He rolled 8, but you know, sometimes you roll a 2.
Hey, that's what I rolled.
Where's the environment?
So yeah, so the three of you guys
Oh,
are
shit.
tromping through the tooth forest,
Tromp. We're tromping.
and as you guys are hurrying through, you pick your way around various large dental pieces of various shapes and sizes. And Skerrick, you do see eventually a larger like peak in the distance that looks like a hooked red tooth. It has like a red cast to it. Which everything here has kind of muted colors because you're inside of a fucking mouth, and most of the light is coming from. Are you okay, Aaron? Are you okay? Are you all right?
Most of the light's coming from burning wreckage.
Most of the light is coming from either burning wreckage or there's these like motes of light across the roof of the mouth that almost look like stars that are providing like moonlight levels of light, like a full moon level of light. But And there's the occasional like vents of that like blue energy, if you recall from the
Mhm.
outside of the star worm. Like there's some of those in here too that you see like fire off occasionally that give a brighter light. So it's got like a red cast to it. You can see it there in the distance. But as you're picking your way through, Aero,
Mhm.
your foot hits something that
no.
you thought it was pretty solid until you put your weight on it, and then part of like the denticle that you're on like breaks under you.
The denticle. Did I just find a
And
fucking cavity? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, actually, kinda. It breaks inward, and you like go 1 foot like in to this hole. And as you like thud down, uh, you don't really get hurt, but but Ash kind of stops to look back at you, and seems like you all right back there.
I could use a. I could use it. Oh, I got it. I got it. I'm gonna attempt to get myself out of this quickly.
Okay. You feel something touching your leg.
I tried much faster to get myself out of this.
Feels like a brush at first. Go ahead and roll athletics.
Athletics.
And then it begins to like you feel it kind of almost snake like slink around your leg like a snake.
Nope. Well, I rolled a 17. I add nothing, so it's
Okay.
still a 17.
It's very wet, and as you pull yourself out of the hole, you see a elongated creature's tongue wrapped around your leg, and in the darkness below, like two glinting lights of its eyes. And then its head like tries to follow you out to like get you. You stumble backwards out of the way,
Mhm.
and the tentacle bursts outward, and it looks like it was a false denticle. Like it wasn't actually part of the tooth structure that you were supposed to be walking on, as this long-tongued reptilian creature with 8 legs and a hulking mucus bag on its back. It's got like a chameleon tongue that's like wrapped around your leg. Comes out at you. It's initiative.
Run!
Shit. Gingivitis.
This is what happens when you don't brush your teeth, kids.
Yeah. All right. I got a 15 on that initiative.
Okay.
Okay.
I got a 14.
Okay. Those are pretty good numbers.
Yeah.
You both beat it.
Hell yeah.
What you doing, Mr. 15?
Oh wow, I'm going first. Holy smokes. Okay. All right. So Arrow like clambers back, jumps backwards as this thing.
Tongue is still wrapped around your leg.
Oh, that's not fun. I hate
It's got
that.
these little mucus barbs on it.
I really hate that. Well, I'm gonna not have that be a thing. I don't wish for it to have its. Is it technically grabbing me right now?
No, you are not grappled per se because you can still
Okay.
move. You can basically move as long as you don't move out of the length of its tongue.
Okay. But it has its Barbie tongue on my leg.
Oh yeah, and the little barbs look like tiny little mouths that are like blah 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 and vomiting little mucuses.
Yeah, so Arrow says nope. And will charge the glove and decide that it doesn't this is not something that I want. I know that fairy fire is like not like it's
Does
a
not
range.
deal damage.
It does not deal damage, but I like to think that
No.
Arrow like charges the glove and slaps his leg like really hard, like no, and casts fairy fire on it.
It's also not a touch spell.
That's what I said. I know it's how it works, but that's what's playing out in my head.
All right.
Has to make a dex save.
Yeah, it's a dexterity saving throw. I'll say it has disadvantage because it is holding onto your leg, but only if you are also affected by the fairy fire.
Oh shoot, that's fine.
Because it is like an area effect.
That's oh god, you're right. Okay, that's fine. I guess I'm slapping my leg, but its tongue is on me. So what am I gonna do?
Ooh, advantage on affected creatures. It can't be invisible and it sheds dim light.
That's right.
Ooh, it can be outlined in blue, green, or violet colored light. Your
Ooh,
choice. Mm.
wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Let's
Wow.
make this reptilian glow yellow.
That wasn't one of the options.
Shit, you're. I sorry.
Why is it
I'm
specific
kidding.
options? That's
I'm
so weird.
kidding. It could be yellow. I'm just
It's like,
fucking with you.
what? I'm just like imagining like when I'm playing Fallout New Vegas and like I go into like VATS. It's like shh, and it like outlines it in yellow, or I guess maybe green. I don't know. I didn't play Fallout 3. I played New Vegas, the superior Fallout.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Anyways,
so yeah, I slap it.
dexterity saving throw, right?
Yes.
It fails. So it
Hell
and
yeah.
its tongue are glowing. Roll your dexterity saving throw.
I can I dex save against myself when I'm slapping myself?
With disadvantage.
Okay. I had to open my mouth. I rolled an 18 first. And then I rolled a 20. Holy shit.
I guess you somehow managed to not affect yourself.
My spell save DC is 17. I literally made it by 1. That's well, it's all downhill from here, everyone. So,
All right.
it's fairy fired. So there
So
you
you did that. Squealed. Anything else
Yep.
there, bud?
go. I'd like to whimper and pass turn.
All right, Skerrik, you're up.
Okay.
So pretty much at the same time, Skerrik and Mars are going to turn around to see this happening. Skerrik is drawing his plasma pistol and firing at this creature to get sneak attack, while Mars just charges it to go engage it in melee.
Okay, sounds good. Roll your attacks. You have advantage because it is fairy fired.
Yep. I'm very glad I do have advantage. That's a dirty 20 to hit with the plasma pistol.
That hits.
Okay. Sneaky attack. Oof. 7 points of plasma damage. And
Okay.
Mars is coming in with the clamp.
Clamp it.
Oof. Oh my god. He rolled a 2 and then a 1.
What?
Damn. So the clamp fails.
Mm.
Doesn't want to clamp.
I assume he doesn't add. How much does he add to that attack roll? 'Cause he gets to take the 2, so it's not like it's an auto miss.
Yeah. He only adds a 6 to that.
Yeah, so that's definitely not enough. Okay. Anything else?
Nope. That was my action and bonus. So
Okay, there you go. So Mars has engaged it in melee combat. It's up next. It makes this like almost imperceptible noise. That sounds a little bit like screaming. But only on like the edge of your sound capability. At least for Arrow and Ash. For Skerrik, it sounds like it is like full register roaring in like a high tone.
What if I have
You
special
have
ears?
you have special ears.
Mhm.
I assume that they are tuned such that they pick up like normal sounds and then register if there is a unique sound.
Yeah, so the cyber ears. So with my audio enhancement, I get advantage on perception based on sound. So I don't know if that means that like if Arrow's maybe trying to figure out what it is, he might.
No, I mean it registers on your ears.
Okay.
I'm just saying your ears are probably protecting you from the height
Oh.
register of this screeching
Oh,
noise.
that's great then. I love
Yeah.
that. I mean,
Yeah.
sorry,
They're
Skerrick.
informing you that you are hearing this.
Fair.
and that you will not like it if you can hear it.
It's like the check engine light comes on as my engine catches
Yeah.
on fire. Like oh, cool.
Exactly.
Thanks for the heads up. Something bad is happening.
Exactly. Something bad is happening right now. It's gonna pull you into its mouth.
Oh no.
Roll athletics.
Bye bye leg.
No. You said athletics?
Yeah, you need to beat 21.
Get fucked. I rolled I got 20 total. Damn it. I was like, I rolled a 15 on the die. I had 5. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Yep. No, eat shit. I guess I'm getting eaten.
All right, so the tongue like whiplashes tight, and Arrow goes swoop, and directly into the mouth, which snaps on him.
Would you say that I have moved very quickly snootward?
I don't know. I'd say you might be throatward right now.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. Okay. Well, I am inside a creature inside a much, much larger creature.
Yep. So you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage and 6 points of acid damage as it sucks on you like a lollipop.
That's very, very rude and disgusting, but I understand.
I was wondering if a vor joke was coming.
Oh, Jesus.
No, absolutely not.
It's
not
just
happening.
It's just sucking. Never mind. Just play the damn game.
Arrows inside the mouth.
I'm in the mouth.
Ash, who was holding up a pair of grenades, looks at the grenades and sighs and puts the grenade back on his belt.
Thank God.
He's gonna run forward and pull out basically a machete, and he's gonna try and get up in that mouth.
What that mouth do?
That is okay. That's a hit. Aaron, you need to roll a concentration check for your fairy fire.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, should be DC 10 con save.
I don't make that, so the fairy fire drops.
Okay. So the fairy fire drops. It stops glowing its eerie green light on its eerie green skin, but gets one good carve in, and with a natural 20, we'll use that to pry the mouth like a lever, so that it's at least open enough that you can see out of the mouth now.
Nice.
It doesn't actually have any teeth. Similar to some lizards who tend to eat things whole, it just has a blunt set of gums for crushing. Yeah.
Shout out to all of our reptile lovers in chat for the reptile lore. I'm glad
it's like a gum ridge,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
Just getting a little nommed on. Arrow, you're up at the top of the round.
Yeah.
So you are grappled now and restrained in the mouth.
What's up? This sucks. I'd like to cast Freedom of Movement and yeet myself out the mouth.
Yeah. Okay. Free movement means you cannot be grappled or restrained. So, like a Mento out of a Diet Coke bottle, you right out of there.
So Arrow has this pull tab on his pants that are. I don't know. I don't want to lose my pants. The pants.
You don't want to lose your.
I don't lose my pants. So just like
you have your rip-offable pants on,
Yeah, for once Arrow just casts a spell and it works how it's supposed to, and Arrow shoots out the mouth like thoom, like a Mento out of a Diet Coke. Yeah. So.
Okay.
All right. And then I think that
was your action.
That was my action.
You're free.
Like to use my movement to get up because I probably don't land on my feet.
Probably not. No.
So Arrow will do that, and then so that's half my movement. He'll get himself 15 feet away from this gross fucking thing.
It'll try to swat at you with an arm. Does a 18 hit you?
Does an 18 hit you? Yeah, I'm a bard. Of course it hits me.
Look, it's not my fault that Jace, he sucks.
Did you take those bracers?
I did.
Okay.
It still doesn't get me to an 18 though.
You take 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Hey, that sucks, but that's fine. At least I'm not being nommed on.
This is true.
And I passed my turn.
Skerrik, you're up.
I am going to repeat my last turn and take a sneak attack at him, and then go melee with Mars.
Okay.
Oh fuck! That's going to be a negatory on the sneak attack.
What'd you get?
An 8.
Yeah, that's definitely negatory.
Yeah.
AC is a 12. That's the only reason I'm
Yeah.
asking.
Yeah,
Like,
I figured it was pretty low. It's a big boy.
Well, sometimes it's like that.
Mars is actually going to hit with the clamp with a 14.
how do you like being clamped?
Yeah,
Ben,
Says Mars.
I want to try to clamp his throat.
The
so he
clamper has
can't
become the
swallow
clampy.
Arrow.
Okay.
Fucking minimum damage.
naturally.
4 points of damage, and
All right.
trying to grapple if possible.
It's grappled. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, who's grappled now? Stupid worm, lizard thing.
Yeah.
Stupid mouth. Octomouth. Is this monster called the Octomouth, Ben? It should be called the Octomouth.
No, it actually is currently unnamed, but I'm workshopping things about monster space chameleons.
Okay.
We'll see.
I love it. Everybody in chat, drop what is this monster named? Wrong answers only.
No guarantee that this name will be used in the final, but any name that you put in chat can be used and is now owned by us.
Yep.
Leggy Danger Noodle.
Carl, Steven,
No.
Gorbachev.
Those are the names, personal names of this chameleon monster. But what's the name of the species?
Yeah.
Some name of the
Leggy-
monster type.
Leggy Danger Noodle.
Those names were like typed up in chat, ready to be fired off.
Well, considering episode 1, we
The species is Carl.
Carl. But considering episode 1, I asked chat for a name. I'm not surprised people had some ready
Yeah,
this time.
That's going to be a theme through season 3, right? The NPC
Yeah, it
names.
is.
Chat's got to have.
I'm no longer going to use my NPC name chart.
You don't need it anymore. Carl, Steven, Gorbachev.
Icons run. It's the Carl. All right.
It's named after the guy who found it.
The Carl. Yeah, Carl. Carl was eaten alive.
All right. So the mouth tongue chameleon monster is up, and it's going to try and use its defense mechanism to get away from Mars. It looks like it may be over this attempt at a meal now that it's on the other foot. And it's going to gurgle up the contents of its stomach at Mars. So roll a dexterity saving throw, Mars. Oh, and I guess Ash, because he's also right next to it.
Natural 20.
Ash also makes it. So you guys take half damage.
Love it.
So you take 10 points of acid damage.
Ow.
Go ahead and roll roll your athletics check to maintain your grapple.
So he has disadvantage if that clamp thing still applies to something of his size.
Okay.
My check is a 17.
Okay. It's an 18 and a 13. It adds 5. So 18. So he manages to, like, by vomiting all over Mars, he gets slippery enough that he pops out of the clamp. And it's going to use its movement to scurry back in its hole. You can make an attack of opportunity if you want. You won't be able to grapple as part of it, but you can make the attack if you want to.
Yeah, I'll bash it. Oh yeah, that's a 21 to hit.
You hit. Ash will make an attack with the machete.
7 points of magical
Yeah,
bludgeoning.
it looks pretty hurt, honestly. Like it's bleeding pretty bad now as it like slides into the darkness of its hole, and you see like bits of like biomatter and like pieces of starworm and other things get like shoved up towards the entrance, like it's trying to plug the hole.
Gone now.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're welcome to continue trying to kill it, but
Yeah.
it certainly is no longer interested in fighting you.
Well, I think he learned his lesson.
Ash looks over at you, Arrow. You're all covered in acid except for Skerrik, who ironically can spit acid. Um,
You guys look like shit.
thank you, Skerrik. Thank you.
Prestidigitation. Whoosh. Arrow just like shakes it off and just like whoosh, it's clean.
Can I get some of that? Flicks the acid off the machete, sheathes it,
Oh, yeah, sure.
walks over to you.
Whoosh.
Handy.
Mars just has a windshield wiper.
Damn Carls. No. Yeah. Yeah. So this thing like plugged the hole with like, is it plugged like solid or is it just like a very makeshift like?
Oh, it's just a bunch of shit right now. It's gonna have to spend some time before it builds up its like fake trapdoor again.
Okay, so Arrow is gonna. We ready to get out of here? Osmond's still in trouble, and he's gonna go down to like
Yeah.
where this hole is, and he's gonna like punch through it really fast, like with his hands, like dig through it, and then stick that grenade down in there, and then pull the pin and run away.
Roll
A dig check?
athletics.
Oh no, I'm not good at athletics. I rolled an 18 though. It's an
Pretty
18.
good.
I add nothing,
All
so
right.
it's just raw roll.
So you dig the hole, and you go to pull the pin on the grenade, and then the tongue flaps out at you
I don't give a
since you're
shit.
attacking its home.
I don't give a shit because I have freedom of movement. It can't grab me.
It can't grab you, but does a 17 hit you?
Perhaps, yeah.
Okay. So you do take 8 more points of bludgeoning damage
Ow.
and 1 more point of acid damage as it hits you in the face.
That hurts. I'm now angry. Arrow is angry. Arrow sticks the grenade like down the hole where the tongue came and like runs away.
All right. Roll a
Another athletics. You gonna make me roll athletics till I die?
No. I was actually I think I'm gonna have you roll an attack roll with your dex.
Okay. I literally I want to pull my webcam down every time I do this. I rolled a nat 20.
Okay. You remembered to pull the pin out of the grenade before you threw it in there.
Oh my god.
That's all I was having you roll for.
Okay. I roll really high when it's nonsense crap. So
It's true.
it's just when I need to attack or survive.
As you run, you hear the explosion, and that tunnel like bursts outwards with like guts.
I don't.
It's definitely
look at
dead.
It. I walk away and I don't look at it.
Do you feel better?
Much better. Let's go.
That thing is dead.
Arrow coughs up blood. Arrow's hurt.
Right. So how do you know this Oswin guy that you were talking about?
Oh, well, we took a job with him early on. Actually, he's one of the first folks to like hire us, I guess. We actually, so you know that little Star Drake buddy that's been hanging out.
Yeah, he's been following us. It makes me kind of nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
Don't worry, Blackjack won't hurt you. We actually met because we went on a bit of a mission with Oswin and found like their whole like nest. And yeah, the bard made a really crazy nat 20 roll, and then at that point it was just sealed. But
I don't know what any of that means.
sorry, it's techie talk.
Meta.
It's meta. You wouldn't get it.
Right. Okay, fair enough. Well, if we're gonna save your friend, I guess we better keep moving.
Right.
All right, and that's where we're gonna end this half of things. We're gonna go to intermission here, and then we're gonna pick back up in 10-15 minutes with the other group.
All right. Sounds good. Well, thanks for having us on here. When we come back, it won't be us. It'll be Ben, but it'll be
I'll
Audrey.
still be here
You'll still be here, but
forever.
that's it for Steve and I. So thanks for having us on. Stay tuned for after intermission. You'll be joined by Audrey and Getty. But first, a word from our one and only lovely sponsor.
Hey you, on the couch. Are you looking for sweet video game playthroughs and content? Well, you're in luck because it's coming soon to VHS cassette.
Wow.
When's the last time you watched something totally awesome? Hold on to your gaming chair. Contains bonus scenes and features. Explosions, prizes, gold, victories, not victories. Funky videos are all that in a bag of chips. Booyah! Sweet! Just connect to the World Wide Web and a world of totally awesome video game content is at your fingertips. Wow! Now available on Home Funky Video.
Mitchum.
Hey.
Hello! Welcome back.
Why is it doing that? There it is. I fixed it.
That's weird.
We fix it?
Yeah, I got it fixed.
There we go. Hello! Welcome back to Spaceships and Star Wars the stream. Allow my other castmates to
Oh, are we back?
add
Oh gosh.
themselves.
It's been a whole week. Wait, no, it's been a whole 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And 30 minutes.
A fortnight, if you will.
Joke is done. It's not relevant anymore. I hate to be the one to inform you, but it's not a relevant cultural phenomenon.
What's not?
Fortnite?
A fortnight is 14 days. I don't...
Gaddy's talking about the game, Ben.
Oh!
Never mind. Apparently
Gotcha.
I'm projecting again.
It's whatever.
I was going to ask if you could tell I've been crying before we came onto the stream because I was watching the movie Pride for the first time like an hour and a half ago, but too late for that.
I think our...
Why? What is
We're all
happening?
in one box again. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
We've been
Well, what's
boxed.
going on is don't worry about the technical shit, Ben. Do your shit and get us in and let's play. Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. All right. So last time for you guys.
Last
time for you guys. You guys were. You had woken up in the security tower, took a short rest, made your way down, ran into some security officers, gathered them together. There was about 10 to 15 of them, and essentially were made their de facto leader. You spoke with Lookout, the Ix, who's essentially a manually made security watchtower, who's been keeping an eye on the situation around the ruined Capitol building.
Mm-hmm.
And after reviewing a few different spots and possibilities, you two decided that you would go and check out the Museum of Kestian History, which seems to be mostly intact, which is past the ruins of the university. While the security officers went and spoke again to the people hiding out in the residential apartments nearby to see about maybe evacuating them to a different location that is central and safe.
And we're trying to see if that location is going to be the museum.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
Yeah.
You also learned that the reason why the networks for the station are down is because, well, I mean, aside from the fact that obviously the station was eaten, the network control building is on top of some kind of nest of creatures and is totally overrun right now.
Right.
So that's why
Terrible
you guys
luck,
don't have
really.
access to networks. But
So
yeah,
we also have a thought that perhaps we can go clear them out.
Yes, that was a thought as well for the future. But right now, the two of you are leaving the Capitol building grounds and heading to the museum past the university ruins.
Okay.
That's where we left off. So the two of you are stepping out.
Stepping out. I think Twig is just scanning through the comm channels, the general radio distress channels, all the different stuff. Her eyes are just flickering, and there's she winces and a spark comes out of the damage to her head case, and she goes, "Ugh. I don't really hear much of anything besides a couple of distress calls."
I mean, I wouldn't figure you'd hear anything. We are inside a star worm.
I mean, from internal to the station, they have radio stations and stuff. There's still people running pirate broadcasts.
Yeah, but who knows how much that equipment got damaged, or how many of those people are still alive, or if the first thing that you're thinking of is, I better get on the radio on the off chance that someone here is checking the channels, instead of, I better find a safe place so the monsters inside the star worm don't kill me.
As you say that, and Twig is flipping through radio stations, You happen to hit on 1033 The Jam, and you hear, of all things, the familiar voice of Aero's boss on the radio. Blast from the
Wait.
past. His name is...
You
Hold
did
on,
this to yourself. You cannot blame
Riff.
anyone else.
His
Riff.
name is
yes,
Riff DX. And on the radio it says, "That's right, this is Riff on the only radio station left working here in the ruined derelicts of our home."
I patch it over to your comm.
Now, what you just heard was what was left of our classical music collection.
He's still playing music?
But now, as is customary, I want to warn everyone that you should avoid Central Park at all costs, as there seems to be some manner of draconic creature roosting there. Make sure that you don't use West Central End Street, and instead head up North Street to your homes on your way back from looting the grocery stores.
I switch channels. I'm like, oh my god, Riff. He is married to the station.
He's giving out information that people need,
I guess. Yeah, I guess that's what I was looking for. I guess I just didn't expect Aero's boss to be the one saying it.
I mean, that seems kind of on brand for that radio station.
I guess. Cockroach style radio broadcasting.
I feel like you really downgraded from calling it pirate radio just a second ago.
Yeah, they've got like corporate sponsors and stuff. Like,
I mean, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Well, that's true. I will withdraw my objections towards Riff's broadcasting, as I don't think we can call anything pirate when we're in a survival situation like this.
Yeah, I would say that you'd be hard pressed to justify that.
You know what occurs to me? As an aside, in the first half of this, Aero was trying to make a personal hand radio, and I forgot that he literally worked in a radio station and probably had more idea of how to build this stuff than I gave him credit for.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Depends on if he was his own producer.
Oh, I guess that's true. Aero, in the chat, were you your own producer? No.
I'm sure he's familiar with the underside of a transmission tower switchboard, as he slept under it at one point.
Oh, that's true. He had a cot underneath his board.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Riff definitely does all the producing for sure.
The Jam crew definitely eats, sleeps, and breathes the Jam.
Once you're part of the Jam crew, you're Jam crew for life.
Unless you get
Jam or die. I mean, that doesn't make Aero any less of a jammer. A jam boy.
I don't like the direction this is heading, so let's move on.
All right, so you guys...
Yeah, there, Caesarean.
So you guys, you start making your way through. You've got a couple of options about how you can kind of move through the city here. There is the main streets and everything, or you can try to pick your way through areas with more cover, like the destroyed buildings and stuff. It's kind of your call how open you want to be traveling, and also how careful or stealthily you want to be traveling.
Well, I did pass without trace on our way to find the survivors, and we used stealth precisely 0 times, so I don't really care.
Yeah. Remind me again, is this the sweeps area? Or
No,
is it
you're
central?
In the Axis.
Yeah, it's Axis. Ruins.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Well, our priority is just to get to the museum. So do I have a pretty clear idea of how to get there before everything broke down?
Yeah, you saw it from the watchtower, so like
we
you
mapped
know
it out.
how
Like
it
that
is.
was all of what was happening last time. So
you're just gonna have to trek past the university ruins to get to it, basically.
Okay.
So the question is, are you gonna go through the university? Or are you gonna go around it?
I mean,
kind of
around it, because that's not our initial goal. If the university ruins were going to be our initial goal, then I would hit them on the way there. But otherwise, I would hit the museum first and hit those on the way back. But what do you think, Eddie?
Just go back. We can go through the edge at least and see what the condition is? Because look outside, it was destroyed, but I'm not sure what the quality for destroyed is.
I
I
mean,
feel like
if
somebody said that there were people evacuated from it, but
I don't. So what I have from last time is that we sent another team into the residential districts, and
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
Wing 3 and Wing 4 are basically beyond this initial setup that we can find. Um, the university is in ruins, and
Mhm.
the history museum is intact, and the network equipment that had the station network is on some sort of creature nest that is 3 blocks from the museum. I didn't write where the
Yes.
university ruins were in relation to the museum. Therefore, our plans were just museum and check out the nest.
Okay.
That's true.
Let's slide like back alleys by the museum, and
Why don't
maybe
you
we
guys
can
roll a
find a
stealth check for me?
lookout point and see what the condition is like. Dun dun dun. 21.
21.
I assume we're not in Pass Without Trace still.
No, that was over before we got out of the survivor camp. I got a 26.
26. Okay. So you guys move with expert stealth through the ruins of the city. No chance of you stepping on a lizard fake ground piece and getting half swallowed. No siree.
What are you talking about? That doesn't sound real.
That wouldn't happen.
That would be a sin against nature if that existed.
It's like a trapdoor spider, but a chameleon with a tongue that has a bunch of mouths. Anyways,
Sin against nature.
usually Audrey makes those.
I don't know.
In
I-
our monster manual.
I think that you're projecting, Ben.
I know you both pretty well, and I think it's a shared responsibility. We
I
can take the
don't think that I
50-50 on this
usually
one.
make the sins against nature.
I've seen some of the monsters in our monster manual, Audrey.
Just because I made the acoustivore.
I hate that fucking thing so much.
I love that thing.
All right. So you guys, as you're picking your way through, here's what you kind of notice on your way to the museum. There's not really any people out, at least in this area. But what you do see is a few what you presume to be native fauna moving about, kind of picking their way through the ruins. Whether or not they're trying to scavenge or hunt for food or just kind of checking out the new digs, hard to say.
Oh, sweet. A new
At a
spot.
glance, yeah, right. New hidey holes. But they all seem to be a mixture of either insectile or reptilian in nature. You see a couple of large haired beetle creatures that are like crawling up on top of one of the flying cars that's crashed into the road a while back, whenever this happened, presumably. But I won't say you don't see any corpses, because you probably do see those as well. You see that the buildings around here, some of them have collapsed, some are still standing. If you remember, I mentioned that like part of the access had simply folded onto the other part. So like some of the buildings are upside down, and yeah, and so it looks like in some cases like two buildings crushed into each other, right? So all you have left is rubble. When you look at when you get closer to where the university is, and you can kind of see it from across the street on your way to the museum, you kind of see what they mean when they said ruined. It looks like most of the major buildings there got caught pretty bad by the folding. And a number of the larger buildings are just rubble, essentially. But most of the open area parts of the university grounds are still intact. Just not the main buildings where the classes were and such. But as you continue to make your way You will eventually see the museum kind of like on the horizon. And from your, let's see here. So from your view, the museum seems dark and quiet. It looks like the doors are all closed. The windows seem to have been boarded up with like the automated like safety systems,
Mhm.
like the security gates and stuff. Some of the windows are blown out, but like they all at least have those security grids essentially. All manual ones though. You don't see any of the like tech or laser grids or anything like that active from your vantage point outside. You do see a decent amount of like dead things near the entrance area
How
that look
delightfully
like,
vague.
so they're more of those animals, more of those creatures, monsters, right? They look like they've been shot and killed. And they're kind of spread around the area. Some of them are kind of close to the doors and windows. Some of them are a little further away. But yeah, so
Looks
that's
like
the front
somebody.
entrance.
So we're like kind of around the corner watching,
Yeah.
and I'm like, looks like somebody's shooting. I think we don't. I don't see any. I just see monster corpses. Um, sheath weapons. Go up and say hi.
You are absolutely nuts if you think I'm putting my weapon away.
Okay.
Just because there's dead ones out here doesn't mean they didn't eventually succeed and get inside. So, also
That's
doesn't
very
mean
true. I'm just
that the people
banking on
inside are going to
perhaps.
be particularly happy to see us. We don't really
Well,
know what
yeah,
this
but
situation is.
the the weapons thing is what I was thinking maybe would help with that potentiality. But okay, all right.
Look,
Mine's
I
right on
think
me
that
anyway. And
anyone
she
who's
taps the hidden holster.
I think that anyone who's shot that many monsters is not going to be mad at us for coming in with guns out.
Mhm. You ready then?
Yep.
Twig stands up. She's gonna approach the building.
Okay.
Hello.
Just the front entrance.
Yeah.
Okay. So you kind of approach the
She's
front
watching for
entrance.
security systems in case the things were automated.
So yeah, looking around, and as you do, you see a thing on top of like the top left of the roof, like flip upwards. And it's the barrel of its of the weapon kind of like shifts and points towards you.
Okay.
And it starts to whir.
I fucking dodge out of the way. I go back to cover.
Okay, yeah, so you dodge behind a nearby like planter or something for cover, and the whirring slows down and stops.
Hello? Anyone alive in there? I don't think. How far away is the door? Like it's still across the open space?
It's across the open space, but if you made a sprint for it, you could probably get there before it started shooting.
I'm not great at athletics is the problem. Well, I can definitely give it a shot. I tap my barrier on, then squint, and I look over at the corpses. Those are probably ballistic.
Oh yeah,
I
definitely.
cast Expeditious Retreat on Twig.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
So you
Okay.
won't
That
even.
should give you a hand.
Yeah, you should be
Thanks.
good then.
She poses and then sprints out of cover.
Okay.
Yep.
It starts to whir up again, but by the time it lays off the first couple bullets, you're already at the door. And it's going to take a little bit for it to like fully adjust to, and you're not even sure it could look straight down because the lip of the door, of the overhang. You bang on the door a couple of times, and nobody answers, but inside the building, you can hear gunfire.
We don't have sub vocals right now because our comms are cut off.
We never had sub vocals. I never
Sorry.
did.
We had some sort of communication.
We just
You
had
have-
comms,
I'm like,
shortwave.
You have your
Uh,
short range comms, so if you want to say
Okay.
something to Ever, you can.
Ever, there's gunfire inside the building. I think you're right about the monsters getting in. I try the door.
I ran with Twig. Like, I'm not just hiding 50
Okay.
feet away or whatever. So I am up there. How is
You're
this
up there
door
with me.
closed, Ben?
It appears to be mechanically sealed with like a it looks like somebody jammed it shut by like shoving bars into the locking mechanism.
What's the door made of?
Metal.
This is a museum. Are you telling me it doesn't have a glass front door?
I mean, it does.
But the security systems and stuff are in place.
Yeah, so like the grating has come down behind the glass.
Got it. Okay.
So like you could break the glass if you want.
If we're gonna try and use this as a safe spot, I don't know.
1 second. Just one real quick here.
Yeah, the auto turret is not able to point down at you guys, so it's kind of you hear the whirring, but it's not shooting.
All right, the way I see it, Twig, we got two options, and we got to make a call quick here. Either we're
Yeah.
trying to break these doors open, or we're going to look for another entry point. Or, third option, I'm going to do something really stupid and hopefully draw whatever's happening in there to pay attention to us for a second.
Second entry point. If something got into the building that's not just infighting, and it's been several hours, there would already be infighting with humans or other people. Then it got in there somehow. Let's
One
check
would
the
hope
backside.
not. Yeah, let's move around the perimeter.
Several hours. It's been days, remember?
It's been days, right? We've been
Yeah.
out for a while.
Yeah, let's move around the perimeter as fast as we can. Then
You go that way. I'll go this way.
sounds good.
Okay,
Okay.
It can't
So you
target
guys-
both of us.
it's true.
So you guys split two directionally, and the turret seems to be unsure with its sensors.
Bad AI.
Even or odd. Getty.
I'll take odd.
All right. So it starts to trail after Ever.
Damn.
As you run, and
Getty, this is just gonna be us fighting for who's the target
Yes.
for things this whole
Yes.
time.
it's that meme of like them like jumping in front of each other the whole time,
No.
and the bad guy being like,
No.
"Really?" Both of you roll me a perception check.
Perception, or since we're actively looking, can this be investigation?
Oh, sorry, investigation. Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I have
don't see
advantage on
shit.
sound perspective.
I rolled a
Oh,
one,
well.
so I don't see shit.
Yeah, I've only got a 6 here, which is not great on investigation.
We're
I
not
thought it
really
was
good at
higher, but I think I've
looking.
just been involved in other people doing checks.
You said 16 and
No, a 6, Ben.
6.
6
And a 1.
and a 1.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Which is a
Well,
3 which is a
woo!
3 total. I just kind of
Alright.
figured I would listen for the gunfire.
Fair. Okay. So instead of looking for an entrance, you're listening for the gunfire.
Yeah.
As you make your way around, Twig, you see one of the blown out windows that has like the security wiring like pretty far up. But that wiring looks like it's probably not going to be as sturdy as the ones on the front door, and the window section's already blown out, so probably a little easier to try and force your way in if you want to take that way in.
So it's like a second story or something?
Yes, it is. It is not on the ground floor. It's not. The museum doesn't actually have a second story, so it's basically just like an upper window meant for
like one of
filtering.
the arch. One of the
Yeah.
arch. I'm trying to say atrium.
Atrium?
I don't know. Atrium. Yes,
Yeah,
thank
it's
you.
like an atrium window setup thing.
Okay.
Like part of that is broken through. Ever, as you run around towards your side of the building, you're listening for the gunfire, and you don't hear it. Whatever Twig heard, you're not sure whether or not the guns are still firing or not. But you do hear gunfire outside from the turret that is shooting at you.
That's right. Well, I mean, I keep running. I
Go
can't
ahead
stop
and
running.
go ahead and roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 11.
Okay.
Just did great with that.
Really knocking it out of the park today.
Mm-hmm.
I think Aaron used all your luck with his 20s.
No, it's because I told him that I didn't even want to grab my dice because we didn't roll any dice last time, and he was like, "Well, my dice are down there. You can use them." And I was like, "No, I'm just being facetious. I'll bring my dice." But my dice heard me, and now they're mad.
Yeah, they're
They're
like, how dare
mad. They're
you?
upset.
How dare you? You take 15
angry.
points of piercing damage. Or sorry, ballistic damage.
That's exactly how many my barrier has.
Yeah,
Nice.
so your barrier absorbs those shots as you find some. You get around the building far enough that it's not able to shoot at you anymore.
Yep.
All right, so that's what you guys have found while skirting the building thus far.
Short range comms. There's this weak window on this side. I don't see the entrance point, but I think we can get in over here.
All right, I'm gonna keep coming around the long way, so just watch your back while I head over there. I don't really want to have to outrun that turret again.
I'm already starting to try to climb.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll athletics if you're going to just straight climb.
Hey Ben,
Do I
I
see
have
another
a
way to get up there?
question. This is
What's up?
something. This is something I should have asked before.
Mhm.
I fucking work here. Do I know
You
about
do.
other
You work here.
entrances?
Well, you work for a person here. You don't work at the museum.
I report to him
But-
regularly.
But you do have a good point. I tell you what. Go ahead and
Just
roll.
saying.
Go ahead and roll me. We'll make this just an intelligence check, but we'll give you advantage on it.
Terrifyingly
advantage.
bad. Yeah, terrifyingly bad. So I got a 5.
With advantage?
I rolled a 2 and a 6, and I have an 8 intelligence. So,
Hot damn.
yeah.
I mean, you can't fix that.
I'm gonna try. and- I'm trying.
Unfortunately, you've only ever come in through the main entrance or the wing entrance. Both of the two big wings have an entrance.
Worth a shot.
Yeah, which you are on your way to one of the wing entrances that
Sure,
you've used before.
sure.
So there is that. But you've never used like a backdoor or anything.
That's okay. Just figured it was worth asking.
Yeah, no, definitely. I hadn't considered it.
Well, that's gonna be a 17 from me on the athletics to climb.
Damn, I was really hoping another shitty number was gonna come out of your mouth.
Oh,
Just
what?
to really drive this
yeah,
home.
you're just defining the back half of this episode is the girls fuck up.
Yeah, basically.
Dang. Okay, so you scale the wall. It helps, there's some detritus and stuff and whatnot. You manage to get up there to the lip of the window of the atrium window. When you're up there, you can see that the wiring here is not too thick. You can probably cut through it. When you look inside, you see a group of people armed, about 3 people, and they seem to be heading towards the front door of the museum.
Can I tell anything else about them? Are there any monsters in the room?
You don't see any monsters in your immediate view. There is signs that people are using you see like the cafeteria area, the food court, and it looks like people have been using that and like eating there and stuff. And as far as recognizing the people, one of them is wearing like the security uniform for the museum, which you would recognize because you visited a couple of times now.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Okay.
Meanwhile, you reach the second set of main doors into one of the wings, and this one has definitely been locked down. But you don't see any turret.
I mean, I'm not trying to get in anywhere else because Twig just told me there was a window on the other side. So even if this takes me 10 fucking minutes and Twig's already inside, I'm running around the building.
Okay. So
unless
Ever's
there's like
darting
a
around the building.
gaping hole that I notice on the way there.
Sure. What are you up to, Twig?
She tests the wires and she's looking at the front door back around the corner as the group disappears around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, They looked like they were armed with guns. Ever, be careful around the doors. Group just walked through the atrium down here, and they did have firearms, but I didn't see anyone else or any other creatures. I don't know what's going on.
Roger that.
And I'm going to try and remove one of the bars from the window.
Okay. How do you plan to do that? Do you have like a cutting tool or?
So I have. Let me see here. I have just like basic tools that are like around my first aid kit and stuff. I don't know if there'd be anything that would be very specific for breaking and entering like this, though.
What kind of weapons do you have?
I have my plasma pistol, a ballistic rifle that's an automatic. There's also the stun baton and a couple of like magic tricky stuff. I've got a tower shield that I don't frequently use in combat.
Okay. Is it a regular tower shield or an energy one?
It is a magic energy tower shield.
Okay. You might be able to activate that and use it as a saw if you apply enough pressure for long enough.
Weird. Okay.
That might be your best bet. Because the tools that come with your med kit probably aren't strong enough to get through this thing.
Well, she's like holding on, like she has her feet braced on something, and she holds her arm back and goes, "All right." Starts pressing it
go
against her.
ahead and roll a mechanics check.
Okay. Mechanics is under wisdom. That'll be 11.
11. Okay. You're doing it, but you're not sure how quick this is progressing. Probably would be better off if you had a real tool for it, but you'll get there eventually.
I probably stop at that point, and I'm just gonna get my pistol back up and watch for Ever to come around because I figure she has a tool for this.
That's fair. So Ever, you get around to the second wing of the museum, which has been crushed. So that wing looks like it was collapsed. You kind of, as you make your way through that area, check to see whether or not like there's any obvious gaping holes, as you said. And it looks like there actually was at some point, but someone has moved. You see like the smooth outside of a spaceship hole. Someone has like pushed up one of the exhibit spaceships up against the open like area to plug it up.
Okay.
But there is a hatch there, notably.
Like to crawl into the exhibit spaceship?
Yes, it's like the spaceship hatch for the exhibit spaceship. One of the hatches is facing outward.
Okay. Well, mental note, we can come back to that if Twig's entrance doesn't work out, but I'm going to keep going to meet Twig.
Yeah, so you make your way further around. Eventually, you reach the place that Twig was talking about. You see her up there
here
on the atrium window.
So I'll climb up there.
You do so. I'm not going to make you roll. You're very good at climbing.
Oh, right there, foothold. Oh, okay.
I had
considerably more trouble.
Ben. I just
Are you not?
No, God. My strength is piss poor. I just have climbing gear, so I have advantage. That's all.
That's what it is. You have climbing gear. Yeah, okay. I don't know. That must have been what I was thinking of.
I mean, usually I have a decent athletics because of my lay of the land, but I'm not attuned to this yet, so.
Fair.
Do you have something that can cut these bars?
Let's see. I have thieves' tools, which presumably has some files in it, Ben. And I also have a crowbar. So depending how much damage she already did to it, I could probably bust it out.
Yeah, between the thieves' tools and the crowbar, I think that you have enough that you can chop through these wires.
Okay.
So you cut through a couple of them, enough to make a small space to slip through. You hear voices from inside, like echoing down the hall. And says, "Must have been more of those creatures. I don't see anybody at the front door or anyone, any new new corpses though, so I guess they got away.
They didn't get away. They got inside.
You can't just announce like
Do you shout that?
I
Ever.
sure do. And
We're
by
friendly,
they,
we're
I
friendly.
mean us people, not
We're friendly.
not creatures.
So yeah, I assume you drop down. Then you have like a rope that you slide down.
I have
Yeah, I've
climbing
got
gear,
a zipline
so
kit.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the zipline kit is way better. We do it with that because it's
You,
stylish.
you zip line down into the atrium hallway, like you're robbing the place, and as you zip down, and Ever shouts that, the two in the back that you see both like swing around with their weapons and like raise them up, fingers on the triggers.
Hello. Hi.
We're gonna see whether or not they're able to stop themselves from accidentally shooting. High or low, Ever?
Oh, hi.
What about you, Twig?
Low.
Okay. One of them accidentally lets off a couple of shots that are towards Ever's direction. Does a 13 hit your AC?
It does not.
Okay, so they don't hit you. But they the fuck. Right.
I'm like shoving you down, my shield's up, back up again,
Hey,
it's in front of us.
Like shaking you off and easy. It's all right. Sorry, that was my bad. Everybody's a little high strung, I imagine. So
My shield's still up.
The leader of the three of them kind of turns around and says, "Ever?" As Munir looks at you.
oh, awesome. Yes, this is perfect. Yes, it is I. It is Ever, your beloved friend and employee.
I look over at you as I'm like holding your shoulder. I'm like, I feel like that's something I would say if I was like pretending to be you, beloved friend and employee.
Twig.
How
It
would you
does
introduce
kind of
yourself?
sound like
Hi.
something a shapeshifter
Twig.
would say.
Yeah. What?
Twig, I
What?
look at you, I'm like, we all deal with shock in our own ways, and I just want you to know I'm doing my best, okay?
I give a quick wave since we've worked together a little bit now too.
Yep. You guys, the Munir puts a hand on the one who like fired his weapon's shoulder and says, "It's all right. They're the custodians." And the guy looks back.
We're half of them.
And it's like makes like an oh face.
Munir, what was that gunfire earlier?
Well, we have a bit of a pest problem.
Great. Okay.
But first of all, I'm glad to see you're both alive.
Twig kind of visibly like slumps down. She's like, "Boy, yeah.
Oh,
He
Ever
looks
just
up at
Ever
the,
just walks him up and hugs him because yeah.
Gets hugged. Awkwardly pats Ever on the back.
Good to see you, boss.
To be honest, I've always fantasized about ziplining into a museum in a heist, but like not
This
in
isn't
this
a heist.
context.
It's not a heist.
Make my like younger self happier.
I have to admit, I kind of wish you
pretend with
hadn't. Some of those critters have wings, and now there's a hole in our roof.
We can
I'll get
seal it
something
up.
rigged up.
Yeah. You two, go grab something to fit up there.
I admit
I'm
I kind of made a rash assumption when I heard gunfire from inside and thought that y'all were getting got. So the front door wasn't too friendly. Speaking of which, do you run a bunch of refugees, including like half the Axis police force?
I mean,
security force.
I was gonna say, this is kind of a nice place if we can get rid of the pests and make sure all the entrances are controlled and/or sealed to bring in the people who have hunkered down in the residential districts, plus our security friends.
Why don't we go to my office and we can lay out everything. That's a bit to take in. Honestly, we weren't sure how much of the city was still
We've got an
going?
approximate map. We can talk about it in your office.
University is destroyed. Residential districts pretty much intact. Wing 4 pretty much intact. Wing 3 cut in half. Yeah, the station network for this area is on like one of the Nesta creatures close by, so
I
that's
saved a snapshot.
yeah.
We did notice the
problem.
networks were down. The museum's remaining private network doesn't have over galactic network access, but it is operating. So communications within the museum are working.
How many you have here, and how well provisioned are you? Because I need to send a signal to our security friends before you close up that roof hole.
Oh, fair. Well, let's see. We've got about 115 people.
What?
Well, the museum was full when the emergency happened.
Oh my word. Okay. So okay.
We had a couple of classes of school children with their teachers. So they're safe. We haven't lost anybody except for 2 security guards, unfortunately. But nobody else has no other casualties. Most of the employees of the museum are here. That makes up the bulk of the rest, and then a few other visitors
How many
who
are
are
able to
trapped in
fight?
here.
When armed and
Well,
provisioned to fight?
Mostly just the security staff and myself.
Is
A
that just
couple
those
of the
two?
researchers.
Okay.
No. We have about 10 here that were active on security at the time, plus the 2 who passed. So there was 12.
All right. Well, we can about double your numbers on that if we get the access security guys down here eventually. But I'm gonna go send that signal flare real quick before you guys cover up the hole.
Yeah. Okay.
And I do have the flash marker that Lookout gave us. So.
Yep. You
And I'm
do.
fluent in bioluminescent signs, so I can set it properly.
Yeah. All right. So you climb back up there. You do your flash signaling. You get signaling back from Lookout, saying that. Let's see here. Looks like all's well on the other side so far. They are connecting with some of the citizens who've kind of stepped up into leadership roles within the residential district.
Awesome. I'll relay that to Twig when I get back down.
Okay. Great.
All right, so let's convene in your office and talk about this pest problem, huh?
Sounds good. You guys need any guns, by the way? Starts walking down the hall.
I mean, we
mean-
came kind of loaded for bear, expecting trouble on our last job.
Twig,
and
Twig. Shh.
What?
What kind of guns are you offering?
Oh,
here?
right. Yeah. Sorry. It's this preparation thing. I'm just.
Yes, the reason I mention it is because we do have a military history part of the museum. We also still have the unfortunately the wing that didn't get crushed was the wing that contained all of the Vurix artifacts that were on display. So
Oh,
we do
gosh.
have those weapons too, but
Ugh.
I don't know if you want to use those.
Bit of a risk, it sounds like.
Yeah. That's
Not
also where you guys are
particularly
walking, because that's where his office is.
Yeah, it's in the Vurix ring. I remember this layout quite
Yeah.
well. It's where we figured out the stuff about the Seekers or whoever they were.
The Zithics.
Yeah.
Yep.
I look
So
at the
he,
gun and started that whole plot line and
Yep.
frown at it.
It's still up on the wall. But yeah, you go into his office, and he opens up the hollow computer on the desk, which pops up active because the network within the museum is working at least. So like local systems are on, and on their backup system. He says, fortunately, the museum is mostly on a private network. Like I said, the only real issue is that because the galactic network is down from the galactic station, we can't access beyond our immediate area. But at the very least, everything within the museum is working for the most part.
So do you have direct control over the turrets and stuff?
Actually, I set up that turret about a day and a half ago manually, so I do
I
have
was
direct control
wondering
over
why
it.
the
but,
museum had a ballistic weapon systems.
I took that from the aforementioned military history part
Right.
of the museum.
Okay.
There's a couple other of them as well, but unfortunately, that one does not have systems to recognize types of biologics.
Okay.
The one
Well, we can
outside
go
of
up.
the other two
Yeah.
wing entrances are both measured to recognize humanoid signatures.
Okay. Well, we can figure out a route of entry for folks when that comes up. Yeah.
Well, and I can always turn it off.
Yeah.
So sorry about that. If it ended up getting you, you both look like you've seen better days.
It's fine. My energy barrier handled it.
Fair enough. All right. So as you may have noticed, the left wing, the east wing of the museum, collapsed, totally destroyed.
Right.
In the impact. We went ahead and we moved one of the larger spaceship exhibits to fill the hole. That's actually our primary hatch in and out of the building because
Alright, I did see that.
it is a sealable airlock hatch. So we figured it's the safest way to go in and out, as opposed to using the rest of the doors. We put the whole building in lockdown, so all of the outside to inside interfaces are sealed off. Our main problem is actually coming from below us.
Oh no.
So the basement levels of the museum are mostly destroyed
Partially collapsed.
by the fact that we, have impacted. And so there's a few ways that these creatures keep coming in. They resemble you ever seen like those vids of those green bugs with the scythe hands?
Mantises?
Yes, that's what they're called. Yeah, they're like that, but covered in scales as well as their chitinous bodies and about 8 feet long.
Long? How tall are they?
Well, they're pretty tall.
Nasty. So
Yikes. Okay.
so
So great for close quarters fighting is what you're telling me.
point one. How many
Uh-huh.
of them are in the building right now?
Oh, we have no idea.
All right.
Presumably, so here's the thing. There's none on the upper floors because we kill them when they come up.
Right.
The problem is they keep coming up.
How many points of entry are there to the upper floors?
2.
All right.
So what I propose is that we take some of the the inactive depth charges, explosives from the history area.
You had armed depth charges from the war sitting around on the museum floor?
They weren't armed.
They still had
I have
Okay.
fence armed them.
Oh my word.
Look,
You two. She points at fucking she points at Munir and she points at Everett. She's like, you two have a problem. Look, I'm not gonna complain if it helps us solve this problem right here, but with the explosives,
Twig?
it runs in the joint.
Twig?
Is there something do you get a discount on explosive purchases from the
Twig?
Empire?
Look,
Is
my-
the Queen supplying you the Empress
Those are
supplying with you these
historic
personally?
pieces.
My
Those are
bandolier,
historic
pieces.
my bandolier is empty of grenades. I invite
I would
you to
honestly
pat
feel
me
safer
down.
if you had grenades right now. This
Yeah,
is the
I would
perfect
too, but I'm
environment
out.
for them. Huh?
I said
I
I would
just-
feel safer too, but I'm out.
I just want to say, Twig, if I may,
Mhm.
those were historical pieces.
That you've rearmed to serve as a alien killer
Yeah.
bomb.
Yes.
I mean, it's really smart. So
Okay. All
But my
right.
thinking is if we can finish the collapsing of some of the underground areas, we should be able to seal off their way in.
Okay.
Because
Hopefully
I
I'll learn
honestly
how to dig.
I have no idea how many of them there are.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably the smarter thing than slowly burning through your stash of ammo.
Exactly.
We were previously on what's her name? Rusevan. We were previously on Rusevan, like relatively recently, on her back, trying
Who's
to help her with a
Rusevan?
problem.
The star worm.
The star worm that we're in.
us.
You were on the star room that ate us?
Yeah.
Well, it was
She's
a
not
giant.
hostile. Is the problem? Like she's
There's
not
something
behaving this
wrong
way
with her,
on
but
purpose.
it's not her fault. We don't really know what's going on.
We were able to talk to her. Like we were able to radio speech or dark matter
I have
speech
to
or something
admit,
to her, and she was pretty like. I know Starworms have like stuff going on and ways of thinking that is way beyond us, but she was very polite and very thankful when we took care of like a pest problem she was having on her back, and that was teeming with stuff. I cannot imagine how many things are down here in her guts
Well,
or her mouth.
Okay, look.
Oh, I don't even
I'm
think
only
about
I'm gonna say
guts.
this once, Twig, because I know that
Yeah?
we both are blessedly fortunate to not have something called a gut biome, but I am led to believe that it's relatively important for organic creatures,
it
including
is
starworms.
very healthy to have
Mhm.
a good microbial setup in your body.
Ugh.
I guess the thing is,
I
part of it-
guess that translates to giant insect monsters in a starworm's body. I guess.
I mean, but we're gonna kill them regardless. So what do you need us to do? Bring the depth charges down, set them off, cover a team.
All
what
of the above.
Okay, all right. I
I'm
personally
gonna-
volunteer to be the one setting the charges.
I was like, I
Of
can go
course
with
you do.
you. I know how to use the charges, and
That's
I know my
probably
way.
that's
Are
I
we
know
going to
my
have
way
to like?
around the sword and
Are you
sword
going
and
to
gun.
have like a thumb war over
No,
which
I
one
will-
of you gets to set the
He's my
charges?
boss. He's my boss. He can set the charges.
I will say this: they are unusual design, because obviously we only kept some of the more curious and weird, pieces here, right?
Uh-huh.
So
Naturally.
Torpedoes, ship to ship, antimatter devices, whatever they are. Okay.
That said, I do have something for you, Ever, if you'd like. Reaches down, opens one of the drawers on his desk, pulls out a small box, sets it on the countertop, opens it up, and there's 4 grenades inside.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Thank you.
They're Mark II shrapnel grenades.
Perfect.
But when he says,
Twig just shuts her eyes and rolls her head back.
"Look,
You
I will."
said
I
you would feel safer
I
if
would
I
feel more
had
safe.
grenades, and here
I'm
we
not
are.
going back on my word. I do feel like we're more equipped at this point in time. I'm just taking a moment for myself, okay? Don't.
Look, sometimes
I'm good.
a box of grenades in your desk drawer makes you feel safer.
You have a
In this
problem.
world.
Sometimes
You had
Okay,
a problem. You
Ben-
had a problem that is now proving your point, and I'm uncomfortable and feel distressed about that.
Ben,
in a reasonable world, this would not have happened, and you would still be weird.
Ben, I wanna do an elective thing the way that Aaron always does for stupid shit, and it's called
Okay.
Raz proposed earlier in the chat that Ever stashes grenades like a squirrel in winter, and I would like to propose that I have a stash or
You got a
two
stash
in the sweeps
in the
if we ever
museum.
end up back there.
Oh, in the sweeps. Okay. In some of the abandoned
Okay,
buildings
so
that you squatted in.
Here's what we'll do then. If at any time you guys are back in the sweeps and you want to check for grenade stash,
Check for grenade check.
you can roll a d20 plus your survival.
Oh my god.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah.
I just wanted to
Please
propose
write that
that because
down.
I was like, that's such a great idea, and I
Please,
think that that's
please.
amazing.
There are children who live. Twig doesn't know this yet.
Here's
Twig doesn't know this
Twig
yet.
doesn't know this yet. You
I'm
can't touch
watching-
her yet.
Children.
I'm watching Raz in the chat, and I just want you to know, Raz, it's a space station, so bushes and trees are fairly scarce. However, Ever does have a reputation for squatting in abandoned
Unexploded
buildings,
or
so
the real
like
problem
closets
in
and cupboards and
war.
stuff. Yes.
Inside the walls of Aero
Ah.
and Skerrick's apartment is full of boxes of grenades.
Perfect. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate you, and I will definitely abuse this.
I'm sure you will.
Okay. I'm good.
Anyway,
I'm
I
very
I
happy
clip
that you have
the
two grenades
grenades
back.
to my bandolier.
So
All
yeah,
right.
so I'm gonna need you guys to engage and keep cover. The rest of my guys are gonna watch the upper stairs in case they get past us. We're gonna have to go down into the basement. So
Okay.
Understood. Have you found anything in particular to be really effective against these things?
not particularly. They don't seem to care too much about dark matter radiation, considering they live in it. They're also pretty resilient to most forms of like atmosphere related things. So like
Smells don't
they're not
bother
gonna
them.
suffocate. They're not
Yeah.
gonna unique biology things that probably help them to live here inside the Starworm.
Sure.
But bullets and plasma bolts work just fine.
Do they act tactically at all besides rushing?
They don't appear to have much in the way of tactical know-how or sentience.
All right.
They do definitely seem to be connected to each other, though.
Like
Okay.
they're moving in tandem, or they can communicate.
Either some manner of communication, pheromone or otherwise.
Hmm.
They remind me when I was in university. I had a biology teacher who would go on and on about like ants and stuff. And it reminds
Like
me a lot of that kind of thing,
the little
like a like a hive mentality thing going on.
Right. All right.
Um,
Well, great. Then,
I am having a thought
what is the
that I'm
thought?
going to keep to myself.
Why?
I
Twig,
just,
I never keep thoughts to myself, so
I know it's. I'm just thinking that if they're equipped in this way, if they were developed in this way, by evolution and everything, they must have something that they usually have to use this on that's not us, which is an extremely upsetting, like, mental image.
well, you
I don't
saw
want to
the
meet whatever that
things.
is.
You saw the things outside, and also the
Yeah.
weird reptilian nest that the network communications are on.
Yeah.
So it's
Hey, maybe
they're not
that's who they are. I don't
they're
know.
not top of the
Look
they're not
out to
top of
give
the
us a
food
good
chain.
description. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Well, let's do this thing. Actually, really quick, I have a question. Do you have any extra batteries for plasma weapons? Because I don't need them right now, but after this, I might.
unfortunately, that is not something we have in the museum.
I was just gonna try my luck.
Yeah,
Well,
most
That's
of
okay.
most of the stuff you
Grenades.
can find in here is going to be ballistic in nature.
Hey.
The exception being, I guess, if you want to try and scavenge from one of the Vurex weapons in here.
No,
But
thank you. I'm all right.
So, Ben,
yes,
question. At a point in time in the past, you gave me a Singuaran set of armor that can charge plasma batteries off of ship lights.
Mhm.
So I just want to check that that's still a thing I have.
you do still have the armor, and it will work. I spoke about the sky earlier to the other guys, and so I'll reiterate here for you two. But the sky above has about the lighting of like a full moon night, with these like motes of what appear to be starlight, but they're definitely not.
Yeah.
Intermixed with those like blue vents of energy blasting occasionally.
The
like-
notes for this item is like it can charge off of normal indoor light too.
Yeah.
Is what
So what I will say is, if you're indoors in the lighting, like how the museum is right now, like in his office, you can charge just fine. If you're outside for long periods of time, you charge at half speed.
Okay.
How does that sound?
I need to look up the charging times, but yes.
Takes an hour, so it'll be 2 hours outside.
Is it your barriers that's down?
I mean, it's my barrier, but I'm not really worried about that for big insect things.
Yeah.
But, my fancy Pat's the Seeker's gun slung across her back. My fancy rifle over here is gonna need charging after like 10 more shots or so.
How far down is your mag?
Well, I have. Let's see. I've used 4 shots at a
Okay.
20.
Well, when we're out, I can get it charged. I have a spare battery here, and we'll just my suit can charge up stuff too. So we'll just work off of
So
that.
checks that, and then she pulls from her concealed holster. But this one's ballistic. and pulls from a regular holster. And this one is also
I
ballistic.
knew she was gonna do this.
I mean,
I knew she was gonna
and
do this.
and then pulls like her little tiny plasma staff and says, and this one has an hour of charge that I can use in 1 minute increments, and then draws her short sword from the scabbard on her back, and this is just a regular,
whoa,
so I'm
you don't
pretty
need to
good.
charge that? Whoa, what happened to technology?
And this is why you hire good help, Munir says.
You hired a dangerous maniac who I'm very happy to work in the company of.
Maniac is a pretty harsh word.
Very rude. I am
We
intellectual
You are
Professional.
both
adventurer.
maniacs.
Yeah.
You keep
Professional.
grenades on a space station. I don't know what else to tell you. How many bullets do you have? I have
Professional.
104. 140 if you count the ones in the mag right now.
Well, are you sure you want the answer to this question, or are you going to call me a maniac again?
I thought 100 was high for me.
I
Is it like 500 or something?
I pop open the hard light storage bag and just pull out like freaking Getty, I have
Hundreds and hundreds of
I have-
magazines.
I have 300 bullets, give or take, and some of them are special types that do special things.
I think we're ready to kill some bugs now.
We are.
Can't wait.
I
All
found
right.
swords though.
So you guys, it looks at you, Twig, and says, "You want a sword too?"
They
Well,
have
I was
plenty.
half joking, but
They're pretty
do you
cool.
have-
I mean, here's the thing. There's a reason why every soldier in the Lewis Haven Empire army is trained in blade work, and that's because your blade never runs out of energy, and it cuts right through energy
barriers
shields.
and stuff. Yeah.
So
do you have anything that works with my?
Pat's his like cavalry saber essentially at his waist.
Do you have anything that would work with my fighting style? I'm not necessarily trained in like brute force.
Yeah,
Something light.
yeah. I think we can do that. Let's stop by the history of
God,
weaponry.
when I shop- this is
exhibit.
absolutely just a heist. We're taking things from the museum.
Is it really taking if you're using it to protect the museum?
the
Borrowing,
weirdest-
perhaps?
It's on loan. Academic loan. Come on.
On loan, academic loan. On loan to you. Put it on the mural before we take off out of here.
It's correct.
Look, I
On the
tell you,
private collection
all
of
I can
this
say
Starworm.
is, the museum director put me in charge, so here we are.
It was a
I
good
don't really
choice.
Oh, you're in
blame-
charge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
well,
is basically military operations, and
I'm
everyone
the
from the
only
Lewis
one here
Haven,
who's yeah.
everyone from the Lewis Haven Empire has military experience. So
Part of our path to citizenship.
Yeah.
Anyways, shall we?
Yeah. Following you, boss, commander,
just boss, I think. Unless
survival
you
expert.
want-
You can just call me Munir. I mean, you're not really my
Munir.
employee.
That wounds me.
Well,
To be fair, Ever, I offered for you to call me that the second day that we had our meeting, and you said, "Nah, boss is shorter."
That is correct.
No, it's better than a nickname, I guess.
You don't
Lead
like
the way, boss.
nicknames, Twig?
I don't know what I'd call Munir. Like Mooney? Mooney? I don't know.
Please do not call me Mooney.
I will not call you Mooney. My name is just too short to nickname.
I don't know.
Sounds like a challenge.
I
What?
think
It's-
that nicknames
I-
are not always derived from your given name. So
Okay.
what, you never were around like a neighborhood proxy named Stinky or something, but that wasn't the real name. It just was a thing because they smelled like gasoline that one time, and everybody else never let them forget it.
That sounds like a horrible. Ew.
I mean, obviously, you've never been in a military unit before.
No, I tend to
Yeah.
avoid that.
That's fair. For the best, honestly.
Yeah, my parents turned me off of that when I was pretty young. And now look where I am. She looks up at the
Thinks
wall. And
about that for a second.
holding multiple guns. She's got an automatic rifle, a ballistic rifle on her back. You know,
right.
when this all started, I was just an unofficial social worker. And now we're storming a basement of alien.
Just like a soft little baby, like a metaphorical soft little baby.
Sure. Yeah. I definitely wasn't towing the line with the sweeps gangs or anything like that. Definitely not. No. Yeah. You're just
definitely
a little
not.
baby. Just a little baby. You got it.
Every baby in the sweeps has a gang affiliation.
This is true. I can attest
God.
personally. I think I'm technically affiliated with one that isn't around anymore. Stuff happens.
All right, let's get you that sword and let's go kill some bugs.
All right.
Okay, alright, hold on 1 second, Raz. Why did you put Daddy in the chat?
Because
Stop
we were
acknowledging Raz!
We were talking about nicknames.
But Raz is my favorite person to acknowledge.
Oh my god.
Alright.
I'm sorry, Raz, I love you.
Okay, so you guys, you follow Munir to the history of weapons exhibit, where there's a bunch of weapons in glass cases and Munir unlocks one of the glass cases and hefts a couple of swords and then hands you one of the sheathed dueling rapiers, essentially, like dueling blades. It's very light, easy to move with.
Is it interesting in any way?
It's definitely.
Have you held a
see.
regular sword, Getty? Has Twig ever held a regular sword? Because I would say that's pretty
Only
interesting.
VR. Because of the AR, she doesn't full dive.
Lewis Avon stuff is made to be wielded with their feet, Ben, and they also have 3-fingered hands. So that's what you're looking at.
Yeah, but this isn't necessarily a Lewis Avon sword. Because
fair.
Yeah, because this museum covers more than just Lewis Avon history. So I was just gonna roll its origin on our nifty origin chart in
origin
our urban source book. All right, so this sword is actually it's a sword forged on the celestial plane. So it has a bright pearlescent sheen to it, and the hilt is inlaid with gold and silver, or what appears to be gold and silver. The blade itself looks weirdly fragile, and almost like it's made out of a pearl or marble. But holding in your hand makes you feel.
So she unsheaths it and she's just staring at it.
Makes you feel righteous. If that makes sense.
She holds it up. She's looking at it. She's silent.
Pretty.
That's from the Glittering Republic. Most of their swords are made in the forges of one of the different planes of existence. That one is let's see here. Glory Cutter.
Glory Cutter? They gave it a name?
Yeah, I mean the Glittering Republic names every weapon they forge.
They name
every single one. But typically, I guess that as far as the history of that bad boy, it used to belong to a fiend slayer in their personal exploration troops for whenever they ran into devils and demons on the infernal plane.
Sounds pretty good to me. That's certainly a pedigree. She sheaths it and she figures out a way to attach it to her belt. And then she realizes that as she took the hand off the sheath, she feels different, and she's sets her hand on it. Huh. Nothing. Just a feeling.
All right.
Great, you randomly rolled me the paladin sword.
I know! I rolled that and I was just
I'm okay, is this from my boss?
See.
Is this from my boss?
You don't know. Maybe. Some unconscious fate working in the background. All right, so you guys head to one of the ways down, and he says, "All right, so there's two of these. I've got my people stationed at the top of each of them. You see a couple of people in guard uniforms with guns pointed down the stairs, and it says, we're gonna have to go into this one, set off the charges, and get out in time, and then we'll have to go to the other one and do the same. This
Okay.
first one, we should be able to do pretty easily. Once we set off the first charge, I have a feeling it'll stir the creatures up.
Yeah, I can see that.
Probably so. We'll be ready.
All right.
Okay.
So you make your way down. Go ahead and roll stealth checks for me.
That would be a 24.
Mine is a 19.
Okay.
Ben, how much time would you say has elapsed since we left Lookout and the gang?
It has been 2 more hours. So you're at hour number 3, or you're starting hour number 4 now.
Yes.
Of your 8 hours to attune.
Yep.
Okay, so you stealth your way down. The lower levels are pretty fucked up. You can see places where the dermal like teeth forest have like jetted into the stone. And you one of the holes when you look down is just a chasm. And you can see that like the entirety of the city, like you knew it was laying on top of the dermal forest. Or the dental forest, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep saying dermal, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The dental forest. But like seeing it now, you realize these dental trees are hundreds of feet tall. Right? So there's tons of space down there. And while things seem stable now, there's no telling whether or not they'll eventually sink deeper onto the teeth.
Okay.
That said, Munir leads you to one of the walls deeper in. You see multiple corpses, by the way, of the mantis creatures he's talking about as you move past. They definitely are ranging in size of about 4 to 8 feet long. They are giant. They look kind of like praying mantises, but you actually, on closer inspection, they're definitely reptiles.
Okay.
Like when he said scales instead of chitin, like he meant like actual reptilian scales and stuff. And they have these gigantic, essentially their scythes are, somebody in chat joked about Scyther the Pokemon, but it's actually pretty accurate here. It looks like they have a pair of like claws that have grown full on into scythes. And so you see them, the corpses of those creatures, and he leads you over to one of the areas, and he sets things up. Things seem pretty quiet thus far, and you hear a little chittering noise down one of the hallways. And when you peer around the corner, you see one of the creatures currently alive, and it's like clicking its scythes along a wall. It's like
Does it look like it's noticed us?
no, it does not look like it's noticed you.
I'm just watching it with my gun out.
Okay. After a couple of minutes, Munir says, "All right, we're all set up here. Let's get going.
All
We'll
right.
remote detonate."
All right.
And you guys slip out of that first alcove. And once you are safely up the stairs, Munir, you activates and you hear an explosion that's relatively muted and directional. There is a little shaking to the structure, and you hear like stone collapsing and everything. And then it looks like this basement entry point is closed up.
All right.
Okay.
On to the
Okay.
next.
Keep an eye on the on this just in case. I don't know. We don't know what their capabilities for digging are, but better safe than sorry.
Yes.
And I'll take you over to the other one. And he starts jogging to the
Yeah,
other
I'm
side of
just
the
moving
building.
fast at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So you jog to the other side of the building, and as you reach that staircase, you hear these unholy sounding, like chittering screeches,
Mm-hmm.
and gunfire.
All right, here we go.
And as you round the corner, you see one of the creatures like rising up the steps, being fired at by two of the guys. Go ahead and roll initiative.
All right.
19 on my initiative.
Okay.
Dirty 20 for me.
All right. Ever, you're up.
All right. Well, I got my Seeker's gun out, so I'm gonna bonus action cast targeting mark on the nearest creature, one we can see presumably, and I'm gonna move 10 feet forward, and I'm gonna fire twice because I have
Okay.
extra attack. So,
Go for it.
first attack is a 19. Second attack is a 25.
Those both hit.
All right, so this is, let's see, what's the targeting mark type of damage? It just says 1d6 extra damage, so I assume it's of the same type as the weapon.
Yes.
Which is plasma. And that is, I can read, 13 plus 5 is 18 for the first one. Wait, no. 20 for the first one.
Okay. 20 damage.
Yep. And for the second one, 13. Wait,
Okay.
I didn't add my actual thing. 18 for the second one. I can do math. I haven't had to do math in a
So
long time.
you round the corner and you're firing what? Your plasma, your
My
Seeker's gun?
Yeah.
Yeah, you round the corner with your Seeker's gun, lock aim, you fire twice, and you just blow its head right off.
Good.
Hell yeah.
And its body like tumbles back down the stairs.
Yeah, and I use the rest of my movement to just keep moving after I fire those 2 shots, Ben.
Okay. You get to the top of the stairs and you see more of the creatures down below. At least 3 more in view that are being fired at by the other 2 on the stairs. But the one of them like looks over at you with like a grateful and relieved look.
Mm-hmm.
Twig.
I'm moving up. Can I see any of them at the end
Yeah,
of my
once you
movement?
get to the staircase, yeah.
Okay. Is there like cover set up here or something? She's just racking a rifle on it and she's firing downrange at the stuff downstairs.
There isn't much in the way of cover, but that's probably because I haven't really needed it.
Yeah.
It's not like they're shooting back, so.
The first thing that happens is bonus action, Shield of Faith on myself, and then she hits the top of the stairs and she's firing. And she's like, "Don't let him pass!" So the folks around me have Aura of Courage, which means they can't be frightened, and the bonus to saves for right now.
Sounds good. All right.
First shot's going to be a 26.
That hits.
Second one is going to be only a 9, unfortunately.
That does not hit.
Let me mark these off, and the damage 1d10. It's going to be 5 to the first enemy.
Okay, takes 5 damage. Munir runs up to the other side of you, Twig, the side that Ever is not on, and you hear a click and a pin come out, and you see a grenade fly past you down the stairs.
Good to.
Dunk, 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 and then the blaze grenade, infernos inside of it.
This is right. This is meant to be.
Okay. Somehow, all three of them make their saving throw with a +0.
Ha!
So that's unfortunate.
Rip.
I'll just roll the same dice. 19, 25. So they each take 13 points of damage, for 12 points of damage from the explosion. And then he goes ahead and he draws his sword. The two NPCs, both are going to fire down there. One of them hits, and one of the three dies from the gunfire. Then the two creatures rush the top of the stairs.
Okay.
They're coming for you, Twig.
Sure.
That one doesn't hit you for sure. Does a 23 hit you?
Yes.
Okay. Wow, shitty damage roll there. That is 8 slashing damage.
I'll take it.
And they're done.
Okay.
Ever. They're up
Uh,
in Twig's face.
All right. How close is that to me exactly?
Pretty close.
next to
like
him, I
10
think.
feet.
I will move up 10 feet then, and
Okay.
I've slung my gun back around my back and pulled my short sword out. Bonus action, move my targeting mark to the nearest one attacking Twig, and I'm gonna take a slash at it with my short sword.
Okay.
I got a nat 20,
That is a critical hit.
Yeah.
which is great because
Nat
I'm
20,
gonna,
nat
I'm
20.
gonna I'll double my targeting mark damage too, which is great. So, this is slashing damage.
Should also double your bonus D8.
It's not a bonus D8, it's bonus D6.
No, I mean, don't you get a bonus for attacking with a different weapon than the last round?
Oh, yes, I do. But that is on my attack roll, not my damage roll. Wait, no.
Okay.
Yes, no, my attack roll, which I used, but I had a nat 20, so. I might have read my own ability wrong, but I don't really care right now. 10, 13,
Valid.
15 plus 5, so 20 on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
20 damage?
Yeah, does that kill it?
It does.
Okay, then my second attack is going to be for the other one attacking Twig. And that one won't hit though, because I only got a 12.
12? Okay,
Yeah.
that does not hit, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Twig, you're up. There's one left. It's
You
her.
hear, she just jams the trigger down. I'm gonna automatic attack. So 3 bullets. Boop, boop.
It is
boop.
in your face, so this would be disadvantage.
But I roll with advantage.
But you're with advantage, so it cancels
Great.
out.
Unfortunately, it's one off of my improved crit range. I'm pretty sure, because crit range now is 19 to 20 because I took that one skill.
Nice.
But it is an 18, which makes it a 25 for me.
25 hits?
Yeah, I hope it does. And then it's going to be smite. All right, so it's going to be twice the damage dice. I roll 2 times, I think. 2 dice, rather. Right, so that's 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 damage.
Okay, it's still up.
Damn.
Have a second attack?
Yes, you're a paladin.
Yeah. I'm going to attack normally. Will a 24 hit?
A 24?
Yep.
Does hit.
7, 8, 9, 10 damage.
That will kill it. So it tumbles down the stairs. You
It's
hear
just
the
tracking it
sound.
as it goes down.
there's a momentary quiet from below, and Munir says, "We better hurry this up." So disregarding stealth, he'll move down. You see a couple more of the creatures down one of the hallway. They seem to be like scurrying in this direction.
Sure.
Munir goes to set up the charges.
Yep.
What are the stats on the sword, by the way? So you said it's a dueling sword?
Like
the
a
dueling
rapier,
saber.
or
Yeah, so it's a D8. It uses your dex.
Thank you.
And that does slashing damage. All right. He gets it set up, and he says, "All right, let's blow this place."
All right.
All right.
You hurry back up the stairs as more of the creatures start skittering down the hallway, and he blows it as you guys are like cresting the top of the stairs. And you hear more of those screeching noises, and then silence.
She's just watching the rubble.
Yep.
Nothing seems to come from it.
All
We
right.
clear?
Seems like it. Probably won't know for sure until some time has passed if they are able to wiggle their way through.
Okay.
We'll keep an eye on it for sure.
All right. All right.
One of the guards
kinda
from
relaxes
earlier
and starts to reload a mag.
jogs into the room and says, "You guys are the ones who were using the flashy light, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody's flashing lights at the museum.
All right. Let me see them.
We'll go with you.
Well, I'll show you where
Yeah.
you can see them from.
Yeah.
And takes you up to one of like the balcony floors, where you can see out one of the windows, and you can see from Lookout's tower the flashing light
What's he
of the
got for
marker.
us?
And it says, group pinned down in firefight. Unknown enemy soldiers armed with guns
What?
attempting to extract government official
All right.
Mahogany Jones.
Oh,
And that's where we're going to end today's session.
Awesome.
let's go rescue your girlfriend.
You. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us this session. I have to remember what to do for the end of the stream. You can find us on our social channels if you don't already follow us. We have
Follow that
a
channel.
Twitter account, a Facebook and YouTube page, which YouTube is where you can find the videos after we've streamed. They generally are up within a week afterwards. I'm not going to commit to the day after because Aaron always says that, and that's never true. So, but we do
on a list of true.
We do put them up. So if you missed out on the stream or you know someone who would like to catch up on the stream, you can catch them on our YouTube channel. We have our Discord. You can check out the link below. That's where we hang out with a lot of cool people making cool art and talking about.
You can come there and talk about all the cool creatures that showed up this episode that definitely won't give us nightmares.
Making a lot of cool art, talking about the system, talking about other game systems. We have a lot of fun there. And then, of course, you can check out our product catalog on DriveThruRPG. We have the core source book and our Galactic Primer on Natural Environments, which is where a lot of our creatures are from. Not the ones you saw tonight; those are new creatures.
New critters.
But then the equipment and like the equipment tables Ben was saying, it comes from the Galactic Primer on Urban Sprawls. So definitely go check those out. And thank you all so much for joining us. We will be back in 2 weeks, which puts us at, I didn't look at my calendar ahead of time. Look at me. I'm so professional. Puts us at March 30th. So at the end of the month, we will be back here again. And we will catch you guys then.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Thank you for watching, everyone.